On the happy face truck today.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union has helped people save money for almost 80 years. Whether it's free checking, financing a vehicle, or purchasing that new home, Alcoa 10 is here to help you. Better rates, better service. Check them out at atfcu.com.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Member NCUA.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain event.
Guess what time it is? My time. You can check your iPhone. Better say it's our time.
With your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 pounds and a Ric Flair.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Ben McKee, Jason Swain. The Swain Event. You can say this morning we are stoking the fire because we have our guy Seth Stokes on the hotline this morning. Stokes, good morning. Happy Friday.
Good morning, my brothers. Happy Friday. We made it.
Can I say that the Swain Event stoking the fire? You're not going to sue me, are you?
No, man.
Because I mean, Stokes, you big time now, man. You tweeted out a picture of a recording studio with Stoking the Fire logo, a new logo in the background. I mean, Stokes, would you mind explaining to the good people, if you can? You know, I'm pretty sure you have like a big time contract that involves tons of lawyers, so I don't know if you can even speak on it. But if you can speak on it, Stokes. Let us know about this whole picture we saw, man. Stoking the Fire project.
So this whole thing kind of came fairly quick. So as you know, everybody knows that I was doing my podcast there, and was actually getting ready to fire it back up, and I took some time off there around the holidays and kind of getting settled into the new year, and then I got approached by a guy that did some fill-in stuff at ESPN Upstate here in Greenville, and now he does some stuff for another station, and he kind of has his show. His show has a video element. That's the popular thing to do now is everything is going digital, but it has to have not only audio, but people want to see you talk, not just hear you talk.
Mm-hmm.
And he was linked up with a guy named Will who owns that studio, and they're getting together trying to come up with their own little sports network. And he approached me and asked me if I wanted to be a part of it here at the ground level, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll jump in and we'll see, what we can do. He asked me if I would just commit a year to it and see if we can make something of it. So I'm going to be doing it every other week for a year and seeing what happens. And yeah, it's cool. I never thought there'd be a video element to the podcast or anything like that. And I was just doing it for fun. And now we'll see if we can make something of it for real. And yeah, it's kind of cool. It's awesome to have been approached like that to see if I'd be interested in taking that to their studios, Pronk Studios, and it comes out every other Thursday at 7:30 p.m. So just it came out. The first episode was last night, and just be on the lookout for it. I'll be tweeting about it, and if you haven't already joined the Facebook page follow the Facebook page at Stoking the Fire. They're on Facebook, and let's have some fun with it.
My man, moving on up to the east side. I like it. I like it. So Stokes is like the movie guy, TV guy, TV series guy. And so now I've watched The Office here and there, but I don't know all the episodes. I don't know all the characters. I don't know all the lines. Sorry, I just don't. But yesterday, according to Matt Zenix of AL.com, he reported that former Tennessee coach Butch Jones is moving into a different role, and now he's going to have the title of title of special assistant to the head coach. And I've seen like some Dwight Schrute references because of this news or to this news. And Stokes, I need you to explain for me.
So in the office, Dwight Schrute is a salesman, and he's an extreme suck-up to Michael Scott, who runs the office for the first, several seasons before he leaves. And then, so Dwight Schrute kind of named himself, along with Michael to appease him, as not assistant regional manager, but assistant to the regional manager. And it was a meaningless title, but Dwight he takes it very, very seriously and thinks he has the real power. And it's hysterical. And I'm with everybody else. As soon as I saw special assistant to the head coach, that's the first place my mind went, was Butch Jones is Dwight Schrute, but not nearly as cool as Dwight. This just seems like a Make-A-Wish thing to me. Like they brought Butch in and they're trying to make him happy because he might not be with us much longer. Like this just screams, I don't know, charity case.
I've never. Oh, good morning, Ben.
Oh, hello.
How you doing, man?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. You can jump in on the conversation, Ben, anytime, man. You part of the family. Have you seen this part of The Office?
Oh, yeah. Mr. Assistant to the regional manager.
I need to watch this episode, man.
It's not.
Oh, it's not just an episode. It's the whole thing.
Yes. No, I mean the episode where like he like named himself, like that one.
It's so funny.
It is funny. I don't remember which one it is.
Yeah, I gotta find that episode because you guys mentioned it. Like he called himself that over and over and over, but it had to start somewhere, and I want to watch that episode. I've never seen a coach, man, and we've seen coaches, good coaches who were let go. We've seen good coaches leave. Just because you get fired doesn't mean you're a bad coach per se. I mean, you just didn't get the job done and it wasn't the right fit. But I haven't seen a coach get fired and fail to even get a position coach job. Ever.
I mean, is he the thing is he trying? Because it sounds like he's, and I could see Butch doing this because he's a very spiteful person. So he gets canned at Tennessee, and he wants to get back at him. And he's like, I'm going to go work for their biggest rival, Alabama. I am not going to do a thing. I'm barely going to try to get a job, just enough. I want my agent to float my name out there just enough to show Tennessee that I'm actively looking for a gainful employment in the realm of coaching, and I'm going to collect checks from them until they don't have to pay me anymore.
Oh, 100%. I can see that.
Oh, I mean, Tennessee is at the top of his back pocket list at this point.
And I don't care if he's giving money to Catholic high school or not. I don't really care.
No.
I'm pretty sure the good people at Catholic are happy to get that coin, to get that check, and they should be. I mean, there's things you can do to your football facility. I think there was something that they did with their jumbotron there. I mean, that's cool. Don't fault Catholic at all for taking that check, but I don't care. He's collecting that check. I don't know if I would do anything differently if I was him, to be honest. But he's lucky that he's in a spot that he's in, that he's working with Nick Saban, because any coach that is like off the sideline, and I know he watched the Alabama game, he's on the sideline giving players water and stuff, but being an on the field coach and like actually coaching during the game. This is going to be year 3, guys. Mm-hmm. And if you don't get back in the game, maybe the game passes you by and you're not able to get back in for sure. So I don't know. I thought that was weird. Steve Sarkisian turned down Colorado offensive coordinator. Stokes, you know a whole lot about Steve Sarkisian, huh?
Oh, Sark. My God.
What's wrong? You good?
It's just another person tied to the Falcons that should have had a lot of success that didn't have any success.
Were you going for the Chiefs or the 49ers in the Super Bowl?
Really, I wasn't pulling for either team. Like, I had no vested interest in either team, honestly. So I was rooting for what I wanted happened. A very entertaining game.
Gotcha. Well, I guess we got that.
It should be viewed as good news, in my opinion,
Yeah.
that Steve Sarkisian did not take the Colorado job, because that means that he cannot offer the offensive coordinator position at Colorado to T. Martin. So this is good news in my mind.
The thing about this, though, like, as much as I wanted T and J to be on the same staff, and that, like, sounds amazing, and it's something that you want to put in a book and sell to little kids who are undecided about what college team they want to root for. We want to prevent them from being bandwagon fans. So we give that book to those kids. Look, you should be a Tennessee football fan. Here, kid, take this book and read about Jay Graham and T. Martin being on the same coaching staff. I want T to spread his wings. I want T to reach new heights. And I know it's going to mean not being here. And so Steve Sarkisian were to take the Colorado job, I don't want to, like, hold him back and, like, try to kidnap him. No, you can't go anywhere. Stay here. And then you want to be a lifetime position coach. Nah, man, go spread your wings. Go be a coordinator, call plays. We have one in Jim Chaney. Go be a head coach. We have one in Jeremy Pruitt. Because if that were to happen, if I'm Jeremy Pruitt, the first phone call I would make would be Brian McClendon. I'm already ready.
Yes.
I've seen these things kind of like 2-3 steps ahead, and I've mentally and emotionally prepared myself. So if it were to happen with Steve Sarkisian and the T would have left, I would have been like, oh, okay, well, what Brian McClendon doing? Because I know he got demoted at South Carolina, and he was about to take the Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver job. Something happened there. He did not go. Ike Hilliard is now the receiver coach with Pittsburgh. So I'm sure he's still available. I don't mind trading Tracy Rocker for Brian McClendon.
No, not at all.
You know what I'm saying? So, like,
make that trade in a heartbeat.
You know, Valentine's Day is over. We got gushy and mushy last week. It's business. If T. Martin want to be offensive coordinator, all right, cool, whatever. I already have the next guy to kind of slide in if that's the case. Again, I want T to be what he wants to be, offensive coordinator, head coach, and I don't want to just hold him back just because he played at Tennessee and he's coaching at Tennessee. That's called maturity.
You're so kind.
Yeah, man.
In this climate of college football, if you're a fan and you're not thinking like that, a couple steps ahead and already prepared for the next guy, you're doing it wrong. You just can't get emotionally attached to the coaches anymore. They're not here for that long.
It's like when Stokes came in one day and was like, "Hey, Swain, man, I need to talk to you." I was like, "Oh God, here we go. I already know what's about to happen." He said, "Yeah, man, I got a pretty cool opportunity in South Carolina." I was like, yeah, Stokes. What was my reaction, Stokes? Did I get upset, get sad that you was gonna leave? Nope.
No, I mean you were happy for the opportunity.
Man, I was pumped for you, man, and you left me. You just dumped me, Stokes.
It wasn't quite like that.
You just dump your boy. Yeah, you just left Knoxville. Just dropped everything, left Knoxville, ran away, just left the Swain event. But I was happy for you.
I completely turned my back on the Swain event. So I've been a part of it every day since then.
But I was happy for you though. Because you were making a move that you want to make that was going to help you grow, and that's my feeling with T. Martin. So I bring that up to kind of drive the point home. If T. Martin were to leave with Steve Sarkisian, I would be cool. 865-255-03. We got our guy Seth Stokes. here on the Swain Event Hotline this morning. Ben McKee, Jason Swain, right here in the Low T Center studio. It is Friday, the best day of the week. Swain Event, be right back.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain Event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. You pull over, step out of your car, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested for driving under the influence. Now what do? We all should be responsible. But remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza at 865-540-8300. The investigative teams at the Garza Law Firm know the justice system inside and out. They utilize cutting-edge technologies and investigative methods to prepare your specific case. Before you plead guilty to any criminal charges, call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza. Put his number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty. Say Garza. 865-540-8300. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain Event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
Fellas, I have a very important question to start the new year. Have you noticed a lack of energy, motivation, and drive? It could be from low T, or it could be from something else, like sleep apnea, or even low thyroid. Start your new year healthier with a quick and easy health assessment at Low T Center. They treat more than just low T, including sleep apnea, low thyroid, and more. It's covered by most health insurance. If you've been feeling tired, grumpy, have weight gain, or loss of muscle, call 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
Good morning, Swain Event listeners. It may be cold outside, but the local real estate market is hotter than a Times Square Rolex. If you have questions or are ready to move forward with buying, selling, or investing in real estate, then give me a call. Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty, 865-694-5904, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. And go Vols!
You're listening to the Swain Event.
And you know this, man!
Let's just say that Seth Stokes was a top 5 pick one year. And let's say hypothetically he was a second overall pick. And after 5-6 years, he totaled $29 million. Stokes, are you putting yourself in the same position as Greg Robertson?
No.
I can't stop thinking about that dude. He's so.
What is this dude doing?
I can't stop thinking about how crazy that situation really is, man. It makes no sense at all.
156 pounds.
157 is 156.9.
Excuse me, 157. Like, what? Why are you moving that? What are you doing?
He's not thinking at all, man. You remember when Tennessee played Iowa in the bowl game? Was that 2014? and the Iowa player, the ball was being kicked off. We had scored, and the ball was being kicked off, and the kid thought he was playing basketball on the sideline, and so he the ball's rolling out of bounds, and he saved it. What are you doing? Yo, what are you thinking, man?
Oh man.
What? Why? Why did you do that? Are you even thinking? That reminded me of that play, Greg Robertson.
Yes.
So, huh? What made you think that this was a good idea? Now, Stokes, you have had your days of being an Uber driver. You have good stories from your time Ubering here in Knoxville. Not sure if you did it in South Carolina or not, but
yeah, I did a little bit.
So there was an Uber driver involved that just didn't know what was going on, just was driving, and when they got caught, Greg Robinson just tried to get the Uber driver to take the fall, and the Uber driver didn't even know what was in the trunk. Imagine that if that was you, Stokes, and you were just Ubering some big old dudes across the Southwest, and you get stopped, and then boom, everyone's getting arrested, and then they're asking you to take the fall. What goes on in your mind?
It ain't my weed. This ain't my car. I don't even know how I got here.
Man, that's crazy, man.
Now I did. While was one of the last trips I took as an Uber driver here in South Carolina, I did pick up these two gentlemen. Mm-hmm. They were kin of each other. They were brothers.
Okay.
And they were brothers. And
okay, so they had brothers and brothers.
They were brothers.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
They were older. They were probably in their early 50s. So I picked them up from one location, drove them to this little house in downtown Centerville.
Uh-oh.
One brother stayed in the car. One brother got out the car, went up to the house. We was in there for about 5 minutes, came back out. I knew exactly what was going on.
Okay.
You know what? They're being chill. Let me just get them back home and go on about my night.
Yeah.
So I get them back home, and I go on about my night. The next ride I get, I have to pick someone up at the airport. So I swing through the airport, and I pop the trunk. I help the lady get the bag in the trunk, close the trunk, get in the car. She's getting in the back seat, and all of a sudden she goes, "What's this on the floor?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "This some weed." And I was like, "Oh, okay." She goes, "Is it yours?" I said, "No, ma'am." She goes, "It's mine now," and put it in the pocket. And I took her on to her destination.
Wow. Wow.
So that means that dude dropped whatever he bought in the floor of my car. He got home. He was probably mad because he just spent some money. He ain't got any product. And then this lady gets off the plane from California, and there's a baggie sitting in the back.
She's from California? She was like, "Oh, this is just like home."
Right.
That's a good story, Stokes. You know what I learned from the story?
What?
You are a criminal.
Technically, yeah.
You are a criminal, Stokes. You're a fugitive right now.
Stokes, didn't you once tell a story about leaving somebody that asked you to stay 5 minutes?
So yeah, I was in Knoxville, and I picked this guy up, and he said that he had got a DUI, so he lost his license, and I was taking him to meet a lady friend of his.
Okay.
And he was real pumped up about it. He kept saying he'd been trying to get with her for so long and blah, 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 blah. But then, on the way, he ran and was like, hey, stop over here. I got to go to the ATM. I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm going to take you to her house, and y'all going to go somewhere, and you need some money. I got you. And so we did. And then we get this real shady part of Knoxville. I don't remember exactly where we were at, but it was I was uncomfortable.
Was it Farragut? I'm just kidding.
No, it wasn't Farragut.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding.
But it was dark. There were no lights, and he didn't want me to drive up to the house. he was like, hey, you park here in this little parking lot. I'm going to walk up to the house. It's right up there. And I got to make sure she's good. And if I'm not back in just wait for me here. I'll be back in a minute. I was like, oh, I know exactly what he's doing. He got out the car, started walking. As soon as he couldn't see me and I couldn't see him, he wasn't seeing me anymore. I was gone.
You was out of there, Stokes? Oh, man.
Uber driving is dangerous.
Man, Stokes.
It's an adventure sometimes.
Stokes, you are
It's a
criminal,
thug life.
Man. We got street cred because of you, Stokes, on this show. Wow. All right, Tennessee Lady Vols played last night against Arkansas. They were out there. They didn't play until like the last 2 or 3 minutes of the game when they were down 13, 15 points. But Arkansas shot the lights out like what I expected from a team that can shoot the lights out. Almost had 3 players in double figures, 3 players with 20 points. Arkansas almost did, but Tennessee is just not constructed to do any damage in the SEC.
No.
And you look at this roster, and it's just not put together. And that's what Kelly Harper is going to have to do. She's going to have to put this roster together the right way. Because you got a bunch of people who all do the same thing. You really only have 1, maybe 2 shooters, depending on what Ray Burrell is doing. She made a 3 yesterday, but I think Renai's a really good shooter. And then you got Jesse Rennie, who can shoot it. You don't have any ball handlers, and you really don't have any, like, go-getters. Like, you don't have any girls that are like, we're not losing this game.
Well, you do, but she's on the bench with a torn ACL, and you need more of them.
Yeah, she's probably my favorite player.
Zay Green.
Yeah, Zay Green is that one. But yeah, she did tear her ACL. What was that? She did it in camp, didn't she?
No, it was like
the first game.
2 games into the season.
Okay.
It was right before the Notre Dame game.
Yeah. So you missing her, you'll have her back. But I watched the game last night, and not good at all. So hopefully we can get a win this weekend against Auburn on the road, right? Georgia beat Auburn.
Yeah.
So if Georgia can beat Auburn, Tennessee should be able to beat Auburn. Could beat Auburn.
I hope Isaac Okoro does not play. That would be great news for Tennessee.
It would be. And, Stokes, it's easy to look at Jordan Boughton and be like, oh, he needs to play better. Yeah, he needs to play better. But basketball, you play on both sides of the end, offensively and defensively. And Jordan Boughton has done a really good job defensively. You look at Tennessee, where they are statistically defensively, and they're one of the best teams in the league. They're the best team at blocking shots. Jordan Boughton blocks shots too. It ain't just Pons. So he's playing really good defense. He's playing individual good defense. He's playing team defense. He just needs to make some more shots. Stokes, I need to ask you about.
Yes, sir.
I need to ask you about your parenting skills.
Okay.
You and your wife, are you guys growing independently and togetherly?
Of course.
What about togetherly though?
Togetherly is not a word, but
it is according to Antonio Brown.
Well, there's a lot of things that are according to Antonio Brown. He lives in like an alternate state of reality.
Togetherly, what is that? Now, yesterday I admitted I've done that before too. And Stokes, you were a witness to this. I don't know what word it was. What word was it, Stokes?
Rememorize.
Ooh, woo. How long ago was that?
Oh, that was 2013, I think.
So that was 7 years ago. See, I read a lot of books since then.
We were were sitting in that
Phonics.
the big conference room in the old, like, I guess the new old TSR studio, and we were sitting there just doing some show prep, and I don't even remember what we were talking about, but you were like, yeah, man, and you were flowing too, like you were going on whatever subject you were talking about, and you said something, and like, he's just gotta rememberize what he's supposed to do, and me and a couple other dudes just looked at you like, he's got a what?
It was you and Treese. It was you and Treese.
Yeah, that's right.
Because like it was weird because it was like an awkward silence because I stopped too. I was like, oh, that don't sound right. And then you stopped, and then Treese stopped and looked at me. We all kind of stopped and looked at each other, and y'all was like, Swain, that's not a word. I was like, yeah, that's not a word. That's not a word. My bad.
Oh, man.
My bad.
That was so funny.
My bad.
Memorized.
Rememorized. Differently. That's not a word at all. 865-255-03. B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Stokes! Tennessee, Auburn this weekend, man. It's that time when Tennessee plays against Bruce Pearl. And I didn't even finish what I was going to say. Stokes, you okay? What's wrong, man?
I'm good.
No, you're not. Go ahead. What's wrong?
Are we going to continue to see Vol Twitter like just pine over Bruce Pearl all weekend?
I mean, he's winning. Went to the Final Four last year, and he lost all those players, and he's still top 3 in the SEC and still a top 15 team in the country. I mean, I understand, but
I get that he's a good coach and a good motivator and a good recruiter. Like, I understand that. Those things were not, you can't argue those facts. But it's the Tennessee fans that this man got got this school in trouble.
Yeah, he's the one who did
trouble. Lied. Like, he did bad things here, got caught, put Tennessee basketball in a bad situation, and y'all are still like, oh, we still have Bruce.
It was him that did it. So no, I don't feel that way, but yeah, you're gonna have a little bit of that on social media. So I guess the moral of the story is stay off Twitter when you're watching Tennessee Auburn play and just watch the game if you don't want to see that. Coach Former talked to the Tennessean. I got a chance to talk to Gentry Estes a couple days ago for that article. I gave him some quotes. I don't know what he used. I have not seen the article. I have not got any phone calls, or Coach Former hasn't called to, chew me out. So I guess I ain't saying anything that bad. Or if I did, Gentry didn't use it. But Gentry sat down with Coach Former for extended amount of time, and I guess the article is out because I'm seeing little quotes here and there about Coach Former and kind of his where Tennessee football is, where it was, and his plan for the future. And they asked him about his retirement, and he says, "I'm in good health. I enjoy the job. I'm sure the chancellor and I will sit down and talk about that at some point. But right now, I'm excited about what we're doing. As long as she wants me here, I think I'm doing a good job." So, Coach is going to be the guy here for a while. I mean, if I'm the chancellor, why would you not keep Coach Former in place? Coach Former also talked about where the football is right now and where it was when he took over as AD. He says I'm really encouraged about where we are. Now, we still got a lot of work to do. I mean, a ton of work to do to get where we want to. But our kids are more physical looking. We're more talented. We have established a culture of toughness here on both sides of the ball. We're not nearly there on offense yet, but we're a lot better than we were. I mean, we inherited a mess. I mean, it was a mess. That doesn't mean there were bad kids all the way around. I don't mean that. But there were some people that needed to leave the program. There were some people that needed to grow up. There were some kids that needed to be tougher just generally or learn how to practice. We didn't have very good practice habits here. And then here's the part that kind of caught my eye a little bit. Jeremy Pruitt. And this is according to VolQuest. Jeremy Pruitt may be getting an extension and a raise. Looks like that's going to be going on. Extension and a raise. And I did see people talk about this on social media here and there about this subject. Stokes, Ben, your thoughts on Pruitt getting an extension and a raise after year 2?
I mean, I think that's just kind of what you got to do in today's market. Coach has a markedly improved season from the year before, considering everything that's gone on before he got here. And Fulmer's right; it was a mess that Pruitt walked into. Yeah, I'm good with it. Like, as long as Tennessee's winning, I don't care. Pay the dude. Doesn't matter to me.
It ain't your money?
It ain't my money.
Ben?
No, I'm with Stokes. In today's day and age of recruiting, you kind of have to do this. I'm not a huge fan of an extension after an 8-5 season, but again, I understand why. He definitely deserves a raise. I think he did a tremendous coaching job this season, although it started off as brutal as you could start off a season in terms of coaching. That Georgia State loss and just not being prepared, and that was brutal. But he did a great job of getting things turned around, so he definitely deserves a raise. And it looks like the program is absolutely headed in the right direction. But I would at least wait before I gave him like an extra year or two on his contract, because what if he does bottom out? But again, I don't think that's going to happen. It would just not be a great situation for Tennessee if they did give him a raise and extension and then that were to happen. So I guess as long as you don't increase the buyout or anything like that, there's no problem giving him a raise and an extension, because he deserves it. He had a great coaching job this year.
I look at when Lane Kiffin entered the league, and like Leach is getting paid some big money to coach at Mississippi State. And, and Leach has earned that, right? What he did at Texas Tech, what he's done at Washington State. You look at Mississippi State at the time firing a coach kind of late in the process like they did. They had to swing for the fences, and they did that. They brought in like Mike Leach, so they're paying him a lot of money. There's a lot of money going around college football now anyways, especially in the SEC because of the TV contracts. But I understand Mike Leach getting paid $5 million a year. Okay, cool. But Kiffin, what has he done to enter the league and already be paid $4 million?
Nothing.
He hasn't done anything. I mean, he has not proven that he's a good head coach yet. He's a great play caller, but he has not proven that he can coach big-time football as a head coach. He did a good job at FAU, but this is really the first time. And so for him to come in $4 million off the top, I mean, you look at Pruitt, who's already coached 2 years and who has had more success, even though, I mean, what does that even mean? But he's had more success than Lane Kiffin in the SEC as a head coach. I mean, whether you like what Pruitt has done in 2 years or not, he still had more success than Lane Kiffin as a head coach. And so when you look at that, and then you look at Tennessee and our facilities and how prideful we are, man, you don't want to have your coach sitting up under Lane Kiffin. So you need to go ahead and pay him a little bit more.
Well, I think
and it looks like Pruitt's grocery budget has increased, so you got to help him out there.
You ain't right, Stokes.
Man, I mean, how do you
like? As a fellow big man, I can opine on other big men.
Like what? Like I don't really have much room to talk here, but like, what do you do if like you from Fort Payne and you want to Pruitt's buddies, and like you just saw him last year, and then you see him this year, and then you notice the weight gain. Do you say anything or not? Or like
I
indirectly
don't
say
think
anything?
he's listening. Even if ain't no way his wife saw him walk out of the house to go to that award ceremony in that suit with those sleeves like that and said, "You look good, baby."
Hey,
Mm-mm.
hey, man. They just had a baby. He coaches in the
That's
SEC.
true.
Yeah, he coaches in the SEC. Listen, I understand, but it's only been 2 years since he's been here, man. It's only been 2 years. He been get. Hey,
there's good food in Knoxville.
It's good food in Knoxville, man. It's good food in Knoxville, and it's not like he can't lose it. I mean, he can lose it. But man, I made a comment.
He's surrounded by workout equipment.
He is. I made a comment. I was like, man, he's starting to look like Coach Fulmer, man. They starting to look like twins, man. Keep it up. I know he's mentoring him to be, Hall of Fame coach, but man, they looking like twins here. But
this is a staff of big individuals.
Yeah, big and bald. But look, remember when Butch Jones, took the job in 2013, and then how he looked, in 2017. It was like night and day. So
this place broke him.
The job is tough, man. It's been 2 years, and Pruitt, he's put on some weight. But what I'm saying is, like,
he's been enjoying that dead end nanner pudding.
What do you say when, like, your friend has gained a bunch of weight and, like, you're super, super shocked? Do you, like, kind of make an insinuation, like, "Yo, let's go out to eat," and then you say, "Yeah, let's go over here and get a good salad"? Let that person kind of figure it out, or do you come out and say, "Dang"?
I think you keep your comments to yourself and let them worry about their
health. But that's your friend, though.
No, friends can call each other out.
Yeah, friends can call each other out.
Yeah,
bro, what are you doing? Get in the gym. Like that's how friends talk to each other. But if
and as friends, you bring it up in kind of a funny way. You like look at him, and then you smirk and be like, "There's good food around here, isn't there, buddy?"
Yeah, I remember the 2 years or so after I finished up playing, and my daughter was born in 2008. My last football game was in 2007, and I remember my teammates coming back from like the league or whatever, or hitting Knoxville, and like I saw them, they looked at me, I looked at them. I was like, "What?" They looked at me like, "Yo, what you been doing the last 2 years?" Obviously not running every day. I have a newborn kid, so I understand exactly what Pruitt is going through. I feel him, man. I feel him.
It's like that Mike Vick documentary when he got back with the Eagles, and I forget what player he said looked over at him, and the player looked at him and said, "You don't have not now one ab." Like, what are you doing?
The answer would be nothing. Final answer. Nothing. Not doing crunches, that's for sure. that's for sure. But y'all leave Pruitt alone, man. Pruitt eating good.
Yeah. Hey, I'm happy for him. I'm glad he's coach. I like Pruitt. I just thought it was funny. And someone put a year one picture next to that picture of him and Trey Smith. Trey Smith won his award.
Bro.
All right, I hear you. Like Chaney did the same thing. Like Chaney was big coming into Tennessee in 2010, but then now, dang Jim.
Yeah, I made the comment a couple days ago. I think someone had put the side by side picture up that night. I was asleep. I went to sleep early that night, and but me and Ben kind of been talking about it off air. Like, "Yo, man, Pruitt getting big. He getting swole." Or Big Orange Mac would say, "Pruitt getting thick. He getting thick." 2 C's, take off the K. He getting thick, man.
Thicker than a bowl of oatmeal.
He getting thick now. He getting thick. But that's what happens when you here in Knoxville. All this good old food.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens, man. Swain Event. Be right back.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
Due to a special purchase, Beatty Chevrolet has over 100 pre-owned crossovers and SUVs at tremendous savings during the $1 Million Markdown event. 100 crossovers and SUVs from Chevrolet, Ford, Nissan, Volkswagen, Toyota, Honda, Mazda, and more. All makes and models starting at $89.95. And we'll buy your vehicle on the spot. Plus, get the Beatty warranty for life during the $1 Million Markdown. Only at Beatty Chevrolet in Knoxville or shop BeattyChevrolet.com. Sale prices plus tax, title, and license.
Voted Best Barbecue in City View Magazine and a top 100 barbecue restaurant in the country, Dead End is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering and local delivery with Valet Gourmet. That's right, you can have Dead End brought to you. Can't think of the spread for your next event? Get Dead End to cater it. Check them out online, deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
With smartphones being such an integral part of our daily lives, it is truly an inconvenience when it doesn't work properly. It disrupts the normalcy of our day. When you go into the cell phone store to have it repaired, they just try to upsell you on a new phone. That's why the owner of iDrop, T. Kell, left those places and opened iDrop. His goal is a happy customer. T. Kell and the team will listen to what you have going on and work to solve the problem of your broken device in a way that best suits your needs, instead of trying to upsell you on something that you just don't need. They don't just repair phones, they can service your laptop or PC as well as your Mac. Windows 7 support is over, but iDrop can help you transition to Windows 10. They have a 5-star rating on Google with hundreds of positive reviews. Let me say that again. I don't think y'all understand how big this is. They have a 5-star rating on Google. Their customer service really speaks for itself. So if you ever find yourself with a device that isn't performing as it should, give iDrop a call at 865-888-9740 or check them out on Facebook at iDrop of Knoxville. If man made it, they can fix it.
Craving flavors that don't take hours in the kitchen? Mrs. Grissom's cheese spreads and chicken salads are the perfect go-to. Ready-to-eat meals and snacks found in the meat or dairy section at your local grocery store. Whether you crave the classic Mrs. Grissom's pimento cheese or the gluten-free select varieties like the cranberry pecan chicken salad, enjoy small-town flavor in every bite. Select the best. Select Mrs. Grissom's.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com.
I'm Vince Moore, wide receiver, VFL 1991, and you're listening to the Swain Event.
Hour 1 is brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. HappyHiller.com. Like, this is the time of the year where we're like fiends. We're football fiends. We get a little bit of a taste with the XFL, but still, it's not the same. And any little bit of football news, we're like, oh yeah, that's it. Media Day schedules were kind of dropped yesterday. A little bit of the information, at least Jeremy Pruitt, and when he's going to address the media, was announced yesterday. And tell me if I'm wrong here, Ben. I don't think people will even notice that Pruitt is coaching in the SEC this week. Well, his day, addressing the media, because it's Alabama's Nick Saban, and then
Mike Leach is right before him, and then there's somebody in between. Nick Saban goes first.
Sam Pittman.
Yes, Sam Pittman, who is also a great coach to listen to.
Oh, yeah, he got personality. He probably say, yes, sir, the whole time.
Yes, I'm sure Jeremy Pruitt was legitimately thrilled to see when he is speaking because Mike Leach, Sam Pittman, and Nick Saban will get all of the attention that day. And he's speaking on Wednesday, day 3. He's the last to go. Media members start checking out at that point. He could not be more thrilled with his time slot.
With Media Days being in Atlanta this year and not Alabama, I wonder if the Bama fan contingency will be as strong in Atlanta as it was. Plus, Atlanta's it's a little harder to access different places than it is in Birmingham. I'm just real curious about how it's all going to happen down in Atlanta. I think Media Days is going to look a whole lot different.
Yeah, it's going to be at the Omni Hotel at the CNN Center. So, yeah, you're not going to be able to just get in and get out like at Hoover.
I wonder if the Braves are in town that day.
No, you're not going to be able to do that at all. Yeah.
And if you're a media member, like, you had the opportunity to stay at the hotel there in Hoover for a certain price, still expensive, or you could stay near it, and it was easy to get in and out of. There's not really, like, you better stay there.
Yeah.
Or get up real early.
Stokes, when we went, man, I think we stayed in like a motel. You know, like the one-level motels where, like, when you open the door to your front to your room, like you can touch the hood of your car. Like those type of motels, that's what we stayed in.
Yep.
I think we heard some gunshot wounds. I thought we heard like a cat and a dog fighting next door. I'm totally kidding. We stayed in the real hotel.
Yeah, we did.
The real hotel.
Now, I'm not even going to lie. The tournament in like 2013, I think, I was to stay in budget for the station.
Mm-hmm.
I did have to stay at a hotel like that, and that was interesting.
You stayed in the door that's the hotels with the doors like outside?
Yes. Behind like a big truck stop.
Oh, you stayed where the lot lizards stay.
Yeah, you.
And it was. So I think I heard some lot lizard activity in the room next to me, and some rustling around. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And like the shower, like the floor, it didn't feel like there was a floor underneath it.
Well,
like it was like
that could be dangerous.
Oh, it was bad. It was real bad.
Yeah, it can be dangerous. So yeah, the first day at SEC Mini Day is going to be Dan Mullen starting it off, and then Ed Orgeron, and then Missouri Eli Drinkwitz. I can see Eli Drinkwitz just being so happy to be there, and he'll be the one that have his phone out taking pictures and videos,
taking a selfie with the media members.
Oh my gosh, I made it! I'm here, guys! I'm here. I am an SEC football coach. I'm here. I'm here. Yes. I'm so excited. I can see him being in a group with all SEC coaches, and he's like the talkative one. So, guys, tell me about your first day. I mean, how do you decorate your office? And Nick Saban looks over and is like, dude, will you shut up? Just shut up. Just shut up, all right? But Eli's going to be excited to be there. He goes last on the first day, and then Tuesday, Kirby Smart, Mark Stoops, Lane Kiffin, Derek Mason, who is somehow still at Vanderbilt. If I'm him, I try to go to Colorado.
Yeah.
And then the third day, we mentioned Nick Saban is first, Sam Pittman, Mike Leach, and Jeremy Pruitt. Jeremy couldn't be more thrilled to be last and behind Mike Leach on Wednesday, because no one's going to be paying attention to Tennessee.
And Sam Pittman.
Yeah. So you got two new coaches and then Nick Saban. So no one's going to pay attention to Jeremy Pruitt, and Pruitt's going to love that.
From a media member perspective, this is perfect timing because I can leave after the show, get down to Atlanta, don't have to drive all the way to Hoover, and I can get back all in one day.
It's actually, it's about the same distance.
From Knoxville.
Factor in traffic.
Yeah.
Knoxville to Atlanta is not the same distance as Knoxville to Hoover. Hoover's like 4.5 hours away.
4.5?
Yes, right? At least 4. I know that. Because Tuscaloosa is 5:20, I want to say, from Knoxville. And
yeah, Hoover's about 4 hours.
Atlanta's 3.
When you get into Atlanta?
Hmm?
When are you getting to Atlanta? You getting there super late or super early?
No.
Because when you hit Atlanta, that matters about when you gonna get to that hotel.
Hoover's.
Sorry about that.
Hoover's closer than I thought. Atlanta's 3 hours and 6 minutes according to my GPS. Hoover is 3 hours and 40 minutes. I thought it was a little bit further.
But again, getting to that hotel is a whole lot different. You may get to the city line at a certain time, but you ain't getting to your hotel at a certain time because you got to drive through Atlanta.
I've had good luck with traffic in Atlanta the last couple of times, so knock on wood that continues.
You better knock on wood.
Driving through Birmingham's just as miserable almost.
It's probably the second worst city in the South to Atlanta traffic, and then Nashville's quickly approaching.
Birmingham is miserable to drive through because of all the construction, but they also have the little highway that goes south of Birmingham that can loop you around and into Hoover. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's 280. Man, 280. Lucky guess.
The equivalent of 840 in Nashville.
Yeah, and 285 in Atlanta. It goes around the city, so
285 in Atlanta parking lot.
Yes.
Well, still, it'll shave off 30 minutes on my drive.
And if you drive like Stokes, you might get down there in under 3 hours.
So I could get to the Atlanta city limit in like 2 hours and 40 minutes.
I told you Stokes was a criminal.
245 somewhere there.
And they let you be an Uber driver?
They don't do a check, do they?
I don't get tickets.
What did he say?
He said, I don't get tickets.
It's not like it's on my record. This guy's a serial speeder.
I don't know how you don't get tickets.
I don't either. Well, I slowed down in my old age, but I don't.
2 hours and 40 minutes?
Just because a drug dealer doesn't get caught dealing drugs doesn't make what he's doing right.
From where I lived in Knoxville to downtown Atlanta, yeah, about 2 hours 45 minutes, right around in there.
It's the reason why.
As long as I didn't hit any hiccups along the way with like road work or anything, which happens on 75 all the time. So
yeah, it's the reason I didn't ride with you that much. My man Stokes, congratulations on the new gig. Can't wait to see the first episode, hear the first episode, and thanks so much for your time here and our number one on the show, man. I hope you have a great weekend.
Yeah, man, I hope you all have a great weekend. The first episode came out last night, so it's on the Stoking the Fire Facebook page. Everybody go check it out, man. I'll see you guys next Friday.
Sounds good. Hour 2 coming up.
At work, can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
Do you have sloping or uneven floors, foundation cracks, or a leaning chimney? Do your windows and doors not open properly, or are there gaps where the floor and walls meet? Don't worry, B-Dry offers approved foundation repair solutions like steel I-beams, helical piering, epoxy injections, carbon fiber applications, and more. Make sure that your home is on stable ground with B-Dry. Call them at 865-588-0454 or find them online at bdry.com.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss stem cell treatment and PRP. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
That's right, Jason. We specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints by using ultrasound-guided injections with stem cells or PRP. And this form of treatment actually stimulates the body's own reparative process and allows for healing of the damaged tissue.
So, Doc, what makes your training different than others?
Well, Jason, I've been practicing in Knoxville for 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. So unlike the big seminars that will advertise stem stem cells, fly someone in for a couple hours to talk about supposed stem cells that you order off of a shelf. Then they'll depart, leaving the patient wondering who will be the person injecting me and what their level of training is. At Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own bone marrow stem cells or PRP. So in other words, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, trsportsmedicine.com. East Tennessee's leader in PRP and stem cell therapy. Do you want a custom-themed tumbler or bottle to show off your team spirit every day of the week? Then look no further than Game Time Sidekicks. All of their bottles and tumblers are double-walled, vacuum-insulated stainless steel, and their quality is second to none in the tumbler market. New this year are their stemless 12-ounce tumblers, perfect for repping your team while enjoying your favorite wine. They also have new 3-in-1 jackets to use as a koozie for a can or bottle, or you can pop a lid on it and use it as a 12-ounce tumbler or coffee cup. Be sure to check out everything Game Time Sidekicks has to offer at GameTimeSidekicks.com. Game Time Sidekicks, helping fans show your colors and carry your team with unique gear you will actually use.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Hoes, remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Attaboy.
SwainEvent, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant. And it is time for touchdown or turnover. No, it's not. It is time for Attaboy, my bad. I hear the music. There it is. Attaboy, my bad. See, what had happened was, time for Attaboy. I'm giving this person an Attaboy. I was going to make it about touchdown turnover, but he can get Attaboy too, because you look in the last few games with John Fulkerson has been playing like an all-SEC player. In his last outing, 17 points. Before that, against South Carolina, 25 points. 14 points against Arkansas. 16 points against Kentucky. 22 against Alabama. And the touchdown turnover is going to be about John Fulkerson, but I'll make it an attaboy because he has, and this is one of the, one of the toughest questions this year with this basketball team is, who's the best player? Who's the best player on the basketball team? Well, you look at Pons. Pons has an NBA future. Fulkerson doesn't right now, but doesn't mean that they have anything to do with who is the best basketball player, because you can be the best player and not have the best pro potential. So for right now, I guess we got to say Fulke. He's like the best player in this team. He's playing out of this world and truly has a chance to be on an all-SEC team, first or second team. Agree, disagree? Do we see Fulke at least on the second team?
He is an all-SEC type player. I just don't know about being on the all-SEC first team. Nick Richards, he comes to mind. Thinking of other forwards throughout the league who have played really well. Reggie Perry, as you just mentioned, or let me fix it. Reggie Perry.
Yeah, Reggie Perry.
That's what the Mississippi State PA announcer does every time. Reggie Perry makes a play, and then as soon as he says it, the fans go, Reggie Perry.
I think we get the point.
I was so annoyed watching Tennessee get beat down by Mississippi State in the second half and only hearing that for 20 minutes. It was so annoying.
So annoying.
Made me want to pull my brains out. I think John Fulkerson will be an All-SEC member. I just don't think it'll be on the first team just because you have guys like Nick Richards, Reggie Perry, and guys like that who have had a tremendous season. Now, the one thing that could work for him, and I don't know how you feel about this, Wayne, but it's one of my pet peeves when the SEC comes out with their all-football team, all-SEC first-team football team at the end of the season, and their 5 offensive linemen consist of like 4 offensive tackles. I'm sorry, but 4 offensive tackles aren't playing at the same time in a real game. Let's have an offensive tackle.
Yeah.
Let's have a left tackle, a left guard, a center, a right guard, and a right tackle. 1 tight end, a couple receivers, a running back, and a quarterback. But instead, it's like 2 running backs, 5 centers, 5 tackles, 5 guards, and it's kind of the same way in basketball. And granted, basketball has gone more positionless, so maybe now it makes more sense. But let's have a point guard. Let's have an off guard, a 2 guard, whatever you want to call it, a 3, and then a 4 and a 5. Now, there's not really a true center outside of Austin Wiley, who he is also having a really good season, averaging just over 10 points a game. No, he is at 10 points a game, 10.5 points per game, and then he's at 9.4 rebounds, which is second most in the SEC behind Nick Richards. So,
where's my book? Where's my media guy, Ben?
I forgot about you.
You forgot about?
Yeah, I forgot about you.
Forgot about your boy?
I forgot about you. I was running late to Rick Barnes' media availability. Here, you can look at mine. I've already got it memorized.
Rememorized?
Rememorized.
Just forgot about me, huh? You big time.
So, do you think Fulkerson makes the All-SEC first team?
No.
I think he has a chance, and he will be considered. But there are other guys around the league who have been better and
teams.
are on better teams, like you just mentioned. I did have an Attagirl today for Tennessee Swimming's Erica Brown. She scored a 49.38 second in the 100 butterfly last night.
Let me see the Tootsie Roll.
I said butterfly, not Tootsie Roll.
I know, but that's the lyrics.
I know. Which is, according to Tennessee Swimming, an American record. So add a girl to her Tennessee Swimming.
Do you know, like, how significant her time and score is, Ben? Or you just give
I
her
know
an
it's
girl because it's good.
It's an American record.
I'm just wondering, man.
If it's an American record, it must be really good.
Yeah.
The Tennessee Swimming.
We are a swim school.
We are swimming you. Tennessee Swimming, 7 hours ago, Erica Brown sets the American record in the 100 butterfly as the Lady Vols continue to lead the pack at the 2020 SEC Swimming and Diving Championship. So it looks like we're on the verge of bringing home an SEC championship.
Butterfly.
Speaking of, I thought this was interesting. I was listening to Rick Barnes on 3HL there in Nashville. Your friends.
Yeah, I was on there yesterday.
Yeah, well, Rick Barnes was on there the day before.
Yeah,
I listened to him. I did not listen to you.
I understand. You got to listen to me every day.
I'm just messing with you. I do. Actually, when your little interviews pop up on my podcast feed, I do listen.
A little interview. Wow.
To see if you say anything obnoxious.
Thanks.
I'm just kidding. But Rick Barnes was on there, and the SEC Swimming and Diving Championships are being held in Auburn. And Rick Barnes said that because of that, they weren't able to stay in their original hotel that they normally stay with. And they have half the team staying at one hotel and half the team staying at another hotel.
Hotel or motel?
At the hotel, motel, Holiday Inn.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Pitbull sang that, right? Or was that Flow Rider?
Let's move on, Ben. I think that would be in your best interest.
But do you think there's any reason to be concerned there? I know it sounds silly, but with just the team being in 2 different places before big time, it was Pitbull. Ha!
Yeah, I don't think he's the first one to say that. But it's all about routines, and this basketball team has been going on the road all season long, and they have not been separated before. And so you get in the habit of doing things the same way. We are a creature habit. Athletes are, and so that's one thing that could play a part in maybe how the team comes out the beginning or some type of chemistry or communication. But we'll see. Turkey Man is on the hotline. I do have an attaboy too, so
go for it.
Attaboy and a girl. Let's get Turkey Man first.
Okay.
Turkey Man, good morning.
Good morning, individuals.
Good morning.
What was that word that you said that you said to Stokes?
7 years ago, man. I've read a lot of books. I've listened to a lot of books on tape. I have grown. I have went through a series of Hooked on Phonics. All of this. So I am a different person now.
What books have you read?
What was the word?
Rememberize.
Rememorized.
Yeah.
Rememorized. Well,
yeah.
I was going to use that word, but I couldn't rememberize it. But so rememorizing
I see what you
about
did there.
Bush Jones.
Correct.
He got a upgrade from assistant to assistant.
Assistant to the head coach.
Intern. But, I was thinking about that. As long as he's there, they ain't going to win no national championship.
Ben's theory on that has been proven right so far.
And the sad part about it, you was talking about Vanderbilt a while ago, about Mason.
Yes.
The saddest thing about it, if they get rid of Mason, they'll be standing in line trying to get him as a defensive coordinator. He won't be no assistant to the assistant intern. They'll be standing in line to get the man to be their defensive coordinator. The man can coach defense.
He can coach defense for sure.
Yeah, he can. Well, guys, I'll let you get to the 4 Watts and the Watt Mays, and I'll sit and listen to you guys, and have a great weekend.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you for rememorizing to call into the show and be on hold so long. Appreciate that.
I'm not letting you pass. What books have you read the last 7 years or so that have helped expand your vocabulary?
There's not one book, but I've read several books in the last 7 years, Ben. Do you want to have a segment about the books that I have read in the last 7 years?
As my parents tell me, sports articles don't count.
Nah. I'm a big books on tape guy, so I've listened to a ton of books.
I know.
In my last 7 years. My attaboy goes to a male and a female because this is a married couple. This happened in Louisville, Kentucky. A married couple who are police officers who was off duty. They were eating at a popular chicken finger place, and some idiot came in there and tried to hold up this chicken finger place. I guess he thought he was going to score a big whopping $263 heist there, but the couple was in the back having dinner, and they basically scared the robber out of the store. I'm not sure what happened afterwards, but there was a video, and you can see the couple get up and charge towards the suspect with their guns drawn and scared the suspect away. So, attaboy and attagirl to Detective Chase McCown and Nicole McCown. They've been married for 6 months after meeting each other as co-workers at the Elizabethton Police Department in Louisville, Kentucky. So, attaboy, attagirl. Why would you try to rob the chicken fingers place? Whatever.
And the chicken fingers are better than the money.
I mean, maybe he was attempting to order a 20-piece and a side of fries with the $263.72.
Man.
Maybe. 865-255-03. Be right back.
Touchdown or turnover is up next on the Swain event.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. The next thing you know, you're being arrested for DUI. Be responsible, but remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call DUI and criminal defense attorney Marcos Garza. Put this number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty, say Garza. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss stem cell treatment and PRP. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
That's right, Jason. We specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints by using ultrasound-guided injections with stem cells or PRP. And this form of treatment actually stimulates the body's own reparative process and allows for healing of the damaged tissue.
So, Doc, what makes your training different than others?
Well, Jason, I've been practicing in Knoxville for 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. So unlike the big seminars that will advertise stem cells, fly someone in for a couple hours to talk about supposed stem cells that you order off of a shelf, then they'll depart, leaving the patient wondering who will be the person injecting me and what their level of training is. At Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own bone marrow stem cells or PRP. So in other words, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, trsportsmedicine.com. East Tennessee's leader in PRP and stem cell therapy.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union has helped people save money for almost 80 years. Whether it's free checking, financing a vehicle, or purchasing that new home, Alcoa 10 is here to help you. Better rates, better service. Check them out at atfcu.com.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Member NCUA.
Touchdown or Turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Hour 2 here at the Swain event, brought to you by Alumni Hall and alumnihall.com. All right, guys, it is really time for Touchdown Turnover, backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union. And I mentioned earlier, we are fanatic football fans. Bring us football. We miss it already. Can't wait for spring football to start here in less than 4 weeks for Tennessee football. But big news in the NFL, because more playoff teams are expected under the new NFL collective bargaining agreement. The owners are all for adding another regular season game, make it 17, and to add it another playoff game to the schedule. So there'll be 7 playoff teams on each side of the conference. And so we will get more games on playoff weekend. So for the fans, it's great. For the owners, it is great. But for the players, is it really worth it? Now, if they agree to this change, right now the revenue share is at 47%. Under the new deal, it will be a revenue of 48.5%, and that would basically take $5 billion to the player side. So the players have to agree. Is it worth playing an extra game in the regular season and then playing more games in the playoffs for a little bit more money? We know football is dangerous as it is. Touchdown turnover, the players should agree to the NFL new collective bargaining agreement. Touchdown turnover, they should agree.
How much more money would they be getting?
$5 billion to the player side.
I wonder how much that would be split up, though.
Well, I mean, you're not gonna like evenly split up $5 billion amongst the 1,700 players in the NFL, because different players will require different contracts because their worth will be different, their value is different. So,
yeah, it also creates 2 extra active roster spots, in addition to the things that you mentioned, the extra playoff spot and the extra game per season, which would allow the Lions to now go 0-17 instead of 0-16.
They might draft Tua, man, and get rid of Matthew Stafford.
Yeah,
which definitely would be 0-17.
Yeah, I don't know. All on just looking at it from a 1,000-foot view, I mean, it seems like a touchdown. I mean, it's just one extra game, and you're getting paid more. So, another paycheck, another game check, and it appears that it would be more money. So, just for that, I mean, it seems like a simple touchdown to me.
I mean, I think it's just how you look at it as a fan. You don't know these players. You don't care about them being hurt. You know, I think fantasy football has basically removed all the emotion and empathy from the fans, because the moment that one of your players on your fantasy team is hurt, you're upset. Oh, my gosh. You know Le'Veon ain't playing this week? Le'Veon Bell is not playing this week. I had him on my fantasy team, but Le'Veon is like hurt, and emotionally, you know, he's affected by it. Who cares? My fantasy team is affected. Like, fantasy football has basically taken like our hearts out of our bodies when it comes to empathizing with players who go through all these injuries and have to play hurt. So for the fans, all we see is, oh, extra football game. Oh, cool. Oh, more playoff games. Oh, cool. If you're the owners, you're a businessman. So, of course, business-wise, it makes sense. If you are a fringe player who makes the team solely because of special teams, this is great for you, right? Because you get more money, and there's another opportunity for you to stick on the team and make money, stay in the league. But if you are J.J. Watt, if you are an established player and you've already gotten a big contract, why does this appeal to you?
Well, according to J.J. Watt, he tweeted out, hard no on the new collective bargaining agreement.
If you are a quarterback and you've made your big money, why do you want to do this?
Jamal Adams tweeted, more regular season games plus more playoff games equals more money for the league and players. Everyone wins. Richard Sherman then quoted that tweet and said, call me, brother. It's never that simple. Got to go deeper than that in this.
Yeah, Jamal's young, man. He young, and he has not got the second contract yet.
Yes, and JJ's word-for-word tweet was hard no on that proposed CBA. I've seen a lot of people saying that the players should not agree to the proposed collective bargaining agreement, and I'd be lying if I sat here and said that I have just completely followed the CBA and kind of everything that's unfolded. But it seems like the extra game, and then on top of the 17 regular season games, you'd be playing so many more playoff games. Some players aren't too excited about that.
No, and then I think like the owner side and the league side, they're trying to make the deal sweet by saying, hey, we'll let you smoke some more weed.
Yeah.
Hey. All right. We'll let you smoke a little weed. We know how much y'all like the weed. We'll let you smoke some weed. Just play extra games for us and make us more money.
Now, I do like that 3 preseason games instead of 4. I mean, I still think 3 is too much. I think there's only you only need 2 preseason games.
Like it really is not a great deal for a player like J.J. Watt. It's really not a great deal for an established NFL veteran who's already gotten a second contract.
Yep.
For guys like Jamal Adams, all you're thinking about is more money, playing more football. You're not thinking like a Richard Sherman. You're not thinking like a J.J. Watt right now.
Do you think that this could water down the regular season? A lot of people complain about baseball because the season is too long and the games aren't as valuable and there's a little bit of that in the NBA right now as well, with the season being too long, and maybe not necessarily the games not being valued, but just simply the season is too long. Do you think that there would be that fatigue in the NFL? I know football is craved and whatnot, but
it's so different. Like in basketball, you can give a 75% effort and you're not going to get hurt. I mean, we've seen basketball teams tank. We've seen it. This is why, like, the Pro Bowl is so terrible, because football is played best at one speed, one way. That's full speed, and that is with intent to, I won't say hurt, but you got to be physical. You can't halfway play football. You can do that with 7-on-7, but you can't halfway play football. The game is meant to go full speed and to collide with the other team. Basketball, you can play around. You can do those things. So, no, I don't think the game would be watered down. I don't think guys would get tired. I mean, you just have to make adjustments. That's what you have to do. I mean, you would have to maybe adjust your training regimen. You have to adjust, in-season practicing, things like that. But for fans, this is awesome. But for those players that have already made their money, I would say no. I mean, the Ramon Fosters of the world, I would say, nah, I'm good. No, thank you.
He is the Steelers representative.
No, thank you. We good.
He did tweet out. Darren Rovell first tweeted saying that I've been covering sports labor for 20 years. This deal the NFL owners are putting forth might be the worst deal, with the exception of the deal the NHL players accepted in 2008 or 2005 after a year off. There's no way the NFLPA says yes to this. And then Ramon Foster said, tell me what should be expected. I'm just curious.
Yes. So NFL, or the owner side proposed the elimination of any game suspension strictly for positive marijuana tests, a reduction in the number of players subjected to testing for marijuana, gambling definitions that ensure players receive a portion of gambling revenue brought in by the league, alternations to training camp, including introduction to a 5-day acclimation period, a limit of 16 days in pads, a limit of 4 joint practices, and a 3 preseason game scenario, an increase in active squad by 1 offensive lineman. So, I'm sorry, this is not really appealing to me for the player. So, I say turnover. Turn it down.
As a fan, it is appealing. The preseason games are boring, so you're cutting down on those. I don't really care about an extra game in the regular season or not, but the extra playoff teams, added 17th game, they can rewrite history and go 0-17, or there's the possibility, a greater possibility, of them making the playoffs. It's a win-win for the Lions.
Hey, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. 865-255-03B Drive Waterproofing Hotline. We'll see what happens with that, though. Give me more playoff wins. That's for sure. And excuse me, give me more playoff games. I'll take that. As a fan, I'll take that all day. I don't care about the 17 regular season game.
More playoff losses for Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens? I love it.
Can't go wrong with Sugar Hill game. You just can't go wrong, man. Whew. Turn this on. Start your day. You will have the best Friday. Swain Event. Be right back.
Now what you hear is not a test. I'm rapping to the beat. And me, the groove, and my friends are gonna try to move your feet.
Not a problem. Download the free Swain Event app for iPhone and Android devices.
Voted Best Barbecue in City View Magazine and a top 100 barbecue restaurant in the country, Dead End is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering and local delivery with Valet Gourmet. That's right, you can have Dead End brought to you. Can't think of the spread for your next event? Get Dead End to cater it. Check them out online, deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill or call 865-693-5400.
Hey there, Swain event listeners. The new year is here, and it's that time for new beginnings and adventure, which may include buying, selling, or investing in real estate. If this is part of your 2020 plan, then give me a call, Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty, 865-694-5904, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. And go Vols!
Do you have cracks in your foundation? A wet basement, or a nasty, leaky crawl space? Our listeners have heard about them on the Swain event for over a year, and now it's time to make the call. Give B-Dry Waterproofing and Foundation Repair the opportunity to fix your home's problem. Since 1958, that's right, nearly 60 years, B-Dry has been solving basement, crawl space, and foundation problems throughout the country. B-Dry only uses high-quality materials from reputable manufacturers. They back their installations with some of the best warranties in the industry to provide homeowners with added peace of mind. They are truly an A-plus company. Whenever you start experiencing a wet basement, leaky crawl space, or a cracked foundation, remember these 3 words: better call B-Dry. Reach out to B-Dry today at 865-662-5238 to schedule your free appointment. That's 865-662-5238. Remember, better call B-Dry.
While the players are gearing up for the gridiron, it's time for you to get geared up at Alumni Hall. Find the best selection of Nike, Nike Golf, Peter Millar, and all of those retro logos you love. And the 2 for $28 t-shirt deal? Game changer. And don't forget about the rest of your game day crew. There are plenty of options for the entire family and to upgrade that tailgate. Shop now at one of their 6 convenient locations in Tennessee or 24/7 at alumnihall.com. It's football time in Tennessee.
If you aren't following the Swain event on Twitter, then are you even on Twitter? Hit that follow button. It's the right thing to do.
You don't stop, rock the rhythm that'll make your body rock. Well, so far you've heard my voice, but I brought 2 friends along. And next on the mic is my man Hank. Come on, Hank, sing that song.
Check it out, I'm the CASN, the OVA, and the rest is FLY. You see, I go by the code of the doctor of the mix, and these reasons I'll tell you why. You see, I'm 6'1" and I'm tons of fun, and I dress to a T. You see, I got more clothes than Muhammad Ali, and I dress so viciously. I got bodyguards, I got 2 big guns.
Going to the text box this morning, Savage Vol says, let's be honest, if Drinkwitz asked Saban how he decorated his office, Saban will say, ask Butch. Oh, man. Justin says, Swain, I hardly look at the recruiting rankings, but I looked at the 2021 kids last night, and it was eye-opening. We aren't not in on any of the top 10, 15 ranked kids at every position. This staff is supposed to have some recruiters. What's going on? It's February the 21st, and it's early, and Tennessee just added, 3 new coaches to the staff. So that's a little bit of why.
Well, and it's not necessarily true. Tennessee's recruiting big-time players at nearly every position. And
yeah, I mean, I guess Justin looked at.
He did come back and clarify. Said, let me clarify on my previous text. I looked on 247 and we had 0 crystal ball predictions and weren't in any top schools listed. I figured we would at least have a few kids predicted to come here.
It's early, Justin, and the way the crystal ball predictions are set up, when they first dropped, I was a predictor. They gave me a login, a password to participate, and I thought it was cool to jump in. I still think it's cool if you want to make those predictions right now. But the thing that bothers me about that concept, Rivals now does it with the forecast, is that don't be predicting a kid's school the day before signing day and you've heard where he's going to go, or the day before a kid's going to announce and you heard where he's going to go, and then you want to drop in your crystal ball. Don't do all that, man. I think that's ruining a kid's moment. But if you want to make a prediction on a young man right now, then go for it. Cool, whatever. I wouldn't put too much stock in it right now because it's early.
It's February.
I mean, it's super, super early. Super early.
And Tennessee is recruiting high-level recruits. And even if they weren't recruiting guys who were in the top 10 to 15 at their position, according to 247, their rankings, their board looks completely different than 247's or Rivals' board, than their player rankings.
I'm going to tell you right now, the player that I want for this class more than any other player, and take this with a grain of salt because it is early, but I think I'm going to maintain this stance for a very, very long time based on needs of this football team. There's one player that I want. He is a
running back.
He's a running back, and he is a faster.
So he's like Harrison Bailey.
He is a five-star, just like Harrison Bailey.
The 5-star fraternity.
He is the 11th rated player in the country, according to 247. He is the number 1 ranked running back, according to 247. He is the number 1 player in the state of Virginia, according to 247. He goes to the same high school or did go to the same high school. No, he does now, as the high school that Darrell Taylor went to, Hopewell High School in Hopewell, Virginia. That is Trayvon Henderson, 5'11", 195 pounds. That is the player that I want more than any other player in this class, because he is a running back that can do it all. He's the running back that Tennessee used to go out there and not only recruit, but get 2 or 3 in one class. He's that type of running back. That's who I want.
Well, and he'll look good running next to Zach Evans and Eric Gray.
I don't know about Zach Evans coming here, man. I don't know what's going to happen with that. But Trayvon Henderson is he should be number 1 on the board. And I know Tennessee has put in a whole lot of energy in him. I think he's taken a visit to Tennessee before. Do you know who's recruiting him from Tennessee?
Brian Niedermeyer.
You already know.
Moose. Also, Moose had a great tweet yesterday, tweeting at country singer Morgan Wallen.
Morgan! Yeah, man, I know Morgan.
I know you do.
Yeah.
Morgan Wallen will be performing in Thompson Bowling Arena tomorrow night ahead of Jason Aldean. Jason! Noted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but he spells his name correctly, Jason. And he's a noted Georgia Bulldogs fan. So Brian Niedermeyer sent out a great tweet saying, "Hey, Morgan Wallen, heard you're going to be in town tomorrow. Are you coming by the office? If so, leave that Jason Aldean guy on the bus. Dogs not welcome here. Hashtag Vols only. Hashtag GBO. Hashtag Pruitt era."
Where's Morgan Wallen from? Oh, he's from Tennessee.
Yeah, he's a Tennessee fan.
Yeah.
He's from Nashville. Or It says Nashville. Who knows if he lives there or is from there?
Yeah, man. I know about Morgan. I listen to Morgan all the time.
He reps the Vols. In his songs, he mentions volunteers and Vols. That viral video that went around with the baseball team singing on the team bus on their way to their fall game.
Yeah, I watched that video.
I know you did. Well, you watched like 5 seconds of it.
About 3 seconds, but
If you would have kept going, you would have heard him mention the volunteers.
Huh. Yeah, man.
Riley Green is also performing.
Riley?
Yep.
The Riley Green?
The Riley Green. I don't know who he's a fan of.
How you spell his last name so I can Google
Green.
Let me Google him.
Are you going to be able to memorize?
I'm sorry, guys. I don't keep up with country. It's not my thing. But I get a kick out of pretending like I follow it.
You can
I
get.
think it's hilarious.
He's a Bammer. Oh, he's a Bammer.
Mm-mm.
Now, it says he was born in Jacksonville, Alabama. That doesn't mean he's a Bammer per se. But signs do indicate that he might be a Bammer.
Mm.
Do you want to go to the Jason Aldean concert with me tomorrow?
No, I don't want to go to a country music concert.
Well, you can drink beer and have a good time.
I can drink beer right here at home. It's just not. It's just not for me, man. It's just not me. And there's people that look at hip hop the same way. It's like, it's just not for me, and I respect that. It's just country is just not for me. It doesn't do anything for me.
I'm diverse.
I can't relate.
I'm cultured.
I guess
I can relate with all.
I can't. I can't. I can't.
There's
some country songs that's catchy, but just as a whole, the genre, it doesn't do anything for me. I'm sorry.
Would you rather go to a Pitbull concert or a country concert?
Probably.
Do you like Pitbull's music? Well, Pitbull is kind of like the butt of every joke.
No, when Pitbull first came out, he didn't have the music that he has right now. So he was 100% hip hop, and it wasn't like pop. But yeah, I like Pitbull.
Would you rather go to a Nickelback concert or a country concert?
Country.
Doesn't matter who the artist is, just country over Nickelback.
Country over Nickelback. Yep. Yeah, it's just not me, man.
It's understandable.
It's just not for me. It's all good though. I do respect the genre, but it's just. Josh says Morgan Wallen went to high school in Knoxville.
Didn't know that. Which high school?
You supposed to know that though, Ben.
I'm not.
I am exempt for this. I'm not supposed to know that. I do not follow anybody in country music. I'm good. I'm safe here. You're supposed to know that, Ben. 865-255-03B Drive Waterproofing Hotline. Lisa, come on, guys. Morgan is from Sneedville. Lisa, again, I don't follow country music. You're not gonna make me feel bad for not knowing this.
And it would also be like us saying, "How do you not know where Big Crit is from?"
Yeah.
How do you not know who Lil Wayne is from?
Yeah, I mean, I just don't follow country music like that. Just not my thing. 865-255-03. Tennessee, Auburn this weekend. Auburn lost to Georgia, and I don't know how that factors into this Tennessee game. I was watching a little bit of the Auburn-Georgia game, and I didn't know if do I want Auburn to win so that way they're feeling good about themselves, or do we want Georgia to win so that way, their confidence is down a little bit, or if Georgia wins, now Auburn's going to be upset and take it out on Tennessee. I don't know. I don't think I really care, but Auburn had a girls' game last night at home against Mississippi State, and no one was in the building. I watched a little bit of that game after Tennessee and Arkansas, and I told myself, yep, that crowd will not look that way on Saturday when Tennessee comes to town. That crowd will be rocking, and Tennessee will have an awesome opportunity. Auburn is 22-4. Tennessee is 15-11, and still trying to make some room for hopefully a double bye in the SEC tournament. Ben, can Tennessee still do that? Double bye? Can we still achieve that?
2 games out.
Who has the 4th spot? Is that South Carolina?
Well, it's a complete cluster. There are multiple teams who are technically here. Let me pull it up. There's a 3-way tie for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
So after the break, we'll see what Tennessee has to do to get that bye, that first round bye in the SEC tournament. Swain Event Hour 2 is brought to you by Alumni Hall and alumnihall.com.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain Event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
For a limited time only, Hiller is offering 0% interest financing for up to 48 months on qualifying high-efficiency HVAC systems. With no down payment required, expert installations, and convenient monthly payments, now is the perfect time to schedule. Visit happyhiller.com today.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com. Fellas, I have a very important question to start the new year. Have you noticed a lack of energy, motivation, and drive? It could be from low T, or it could be from something else, like sleep apnea, or even low thyroid. Start your new year healthier with a quick and easy health assessment at Low T Center. They treat more than just low T, including sleep apnea, low thyroid, and more. It's covered by most health insurance. If you've been feeling tired, grumpy, have weight gain, or loss of muscle, call 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Due to a special purchase, Beatty Chevrolet has over 100 pre-owned crossovers and SUVs at tremendous savings during the $1 Million Markdown event. 100 crossovers and SUVs from Chevrolet, Ford, Nissan, Volkswagen, Toyota, Honda, Mazda, and more. All makes and models starting at $89.95. And we'll buy your vehicle on the spot. Plus, get the Beatty warranty for life during the $1 Million Markdown. Only at Beatty Chevrolet in Knoxville or shop BeattyChevrolet.com. Sale prices plus tax, title, and license.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain Event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
Around the SEC, powered by 42nd Street Marketing, your game-winning play call for design, marketing, and branding.
All right, around the SEC this morning, Ben, what we got today?
Well, you asked about the SEC men's basketball standings. Kentucky sits at the top following Auburn's loss to Georgia, is 2 games in front of Auburn, LSU, and Florida, who are all tied for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th at 9-4. So Kentucky is first at 11-2. Auburn, LSU, and Florida are all 9-4 in conference play, which means they are tied for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And then 5th and 6th is a tie between Mississippi State and South Carolina, who is 8-5. And then there's Tennessee, who is tied for 7th and 8th with Texas A&M at 7-6. So Tennessee is 2 games behind Auburn, LSU, and Florida, who have 9 conference wins. Tennessee has 7. And the good news is, again, Tennessee is tied with Auburn, or 2 games behind Auburn and Florida. And Tennessee plays Auburn twice. Tennessee plays Florida once. So if they were to theoretically win out or win those 3 games, find a way to beat Arkansas, who knows what may happen. But they're not very far from the double bye. It's just there are a lot of teams vying for the double bye.
Yeah. We're right. I mean, we're literally a middle of the pack team right now. I mean, we're slap dab in the middle. Right there in the middle.
It's like you were talking before the break. You didn't know whether you didn't know whether you wanted Auburn to win or lose at Georgia because you didn't know how they would feel coming out of that game. To me, it doesn't matter just because literally every SEC game this season has been different. You just don't know what you're going to get whatsoever.
Kind of like a box of chocolates?
Kind of like a box of chocolates. I do have a football note for you.
What you got?
Mike Stoops, according to Football Scoop, Mike, not Mark, Mike Stoops is close to joining his brother, Mark Stoops, on the Kentucky football staff. A defensive backs coach by trade. We're told Stoops will likely share the secondary with Steve Clinkscale, who is expected to add a passing game coordinator title. Stoops coached defensive backs during both his runs at Oklahoma and at Kansas State before that. We understand the hiring is not done, as it must be approved by Kentucky's Board of Trustees. He is the third of the 4 Stoops brothers. He rose to prominence as Bob's defensive coordinator at Oklahoma from 1999 to 2003. They helped Oklahoma become a premier program, and Mike eventually took the head coaching job at Arizona, where he was 41-50 from 2004 to 2011. So he is joining Kentucky's staff, Mark Stoops.
I got to admit, and it's not like it's hard to admit this, and we haven't before, but Stoops has done a good job at Kentucky.
He's done a great job.
Yeah.
He is. I don't think Kentucky football could ask for anything better.
And he's still.
Yes.
I mean, at a higher level at Kentucky. I won't say he recruited at a high level because at the end of the day, it's still Kentucky. And the teams that are in the top 15, top 20, those are teams that you could say that have recruited at a high level. Kentucky hasn't done that, but they have done a really good job recruiting and drawing players to that football program. It's just funny to me because they've had all this success and still can't beat Tennessee that was not that great.
Oh, it is my favorite part about Mark Stoops' tenure at Kentucky. Best team in school history, still couldn't beat Tennessee.
Just weird.
And couldn't beat a bad Tennessee team.
Just
Tennessee's worst team in school history was that 2017 season. At least statistically, Tennessee had never gone 4-8 in a season before. And even in that year, when Kentucky finally beat Tennessee, it took stopping Tennessee from catching a Hail Mary at the 3-yard line to win that game. Because if you remember, Jeff George caught a Hail Mary at the 3-yard line in typical Tennessee fashion.
Yeah.
You catch a Hail Mary and then get stopped at the 3-yard line. But it took, by the skin of their teeth to beat Tennessee that year. And then the next year, their best team in program history, they still couldn't beat Tennessee. In fact, they got beat down.
Hey, man, it's weird, but
Jared Garantano lit their booties up.
It just doesn't make sense. But I got to give props to Stoops. He's done a really good job.
Again, I don't think you could ask for anything more from him during his time at Kentucky. I wanted to revisit the SEC Media Day schedule. As we talked about earlier, Jeremy Pruitt, Tennessee's head football coach, will be speaking on the third day of SEC Media Days, which is Wednesday, July 15th in Atlanta. Alabama Nick Saban will speak first that day, then Arkansas head coach Sam Pittman, followed by Mississippi State head coach Mike Leach, and then Jeremy Pruitt will round out the third day of SEC Media Days. So, and the other days, they don't really matter, do they?
Mm-mm.
No. I have an update on Jason Witten for you. It's not necessarily in around the SEC note, but
Bears, he's playing for the Bears.
Man, I hope not. Jason Witten wants to play another NFL season, but acknowledged it might have to be with a franchise other than the Dallas Cowboys. This is in an article on ESPN. Witten said when asked if he's open to playing elsewhere, "I think I have to be. Obviously, I'd love to finish it out here, but some of those things are not in your control." Witten said he met with Mike McCarthy not long after McCarthy was named Dallas's head coach. He has had conversation with Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones and executive vice president Stephen Jones. While Witten said the talks with McCarthy and Jones were great, he added, "We didn't get into the weeds of my role and what that will look like." He said he will have more discussions after next week's scouting combine in Indianapolis, but before free agency begins on March 18th. Wow, he had a much more productive season than I thought he did this past season. I didn't realize he caught 63 passes, 529 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
Pretty dang good after being out of the league and out of football for a year.
Yeah, and he has played 16 seasons for the Cowboys, a franchise record. How do you feel about the Cowboys, like in general?
I mean, in general, I can go several different directions. I mean, they're NFL's most powerful brand.
Do you like them? Do you dislike them?
Indifferent? I don't dislike them.
Well, I asked that because I don't really like the Cowboys just because they are kind of in that group of.
You don't want them to win Super Bowls and
catch up to the Steelers.
I get that.
They're kind of in that ballpark with the
49ers, Steelers, Cowboys, and then Patriots. Right there.
Packers are up there too, aren't they?
Yeah, sure.
But whatever. But even though I don't like the Cowboys, I kind of still want to see Jason Witten in Dallas just because it would feel super weird not to see him elsewhere.
It was like when Tony Gonzalez left the Chiefs and went to the Falcons. That was weird. And then he played a couple of years there. But for Witten, he would only play, one season somewhere else? I mean, I don't see him playing anything more than a season or two.
The weirdest one to me in terms of players leaving a team that they played for a very long time and then played elsewhere is Terrell Suggs.
That was weird seeing him in I think he was like in a Cardinals uniform a little bit, and then he was in a Chiefs uniform this past season towards the end. They claimed him off waivers. He wanted to go back to the Ravens, but he fell into the Super Bowl with the Chiefs. Yeah, that's gonna be weird, man. When Peyton went to the Broncos, that was weird. When Joe Montana was with the Chiefs, that was really weird. When Jerry Rice was with the Raiders, that was weird.
For me, James Harrison with the Patriots.
Yeah.
There were some weird feelings there, but still, just seeing him in a jersey other than a Steelers jersey was very weird.
Tom Brady in another jersey would be weird. Michael Jordan
Titans jersey?
Well, I don't know about that. That makes no sense to me. They should keep that heel. Jordan in the Wizards jersey, they just look really weird to me. If you're a Titans fan, do you really want Tom Brady over Ryan Tannehill? Do you really want Tom Brady over Ryan Tannehill? That's the question, because Derrick Henry kind of shared his opinion. Swain Event, be right back.
For what is coming up on the Swain Event.
B-Dry is celebrating 60 years of protecting homes across the U.S. They are the basement and crawl space experts. There has been historic rainfall in East Tennessee recently. If you are experiencing wet foundation walls, puddles on your floor, or water where your floor and wall meet, then you should call B-Dry. They have over 500,000 customers nationwide. B-Dry gives free estimates for all homeowners, financing is available, and if you mention the Swain Event, B-Dry will give you $500 off a full perimeter basement waterproofing solution. Wet basement? Better call B-Dry, 865-588-0454 or online at bdry.com.
It's your boy, Big Will, from Old Ben Franklin Motors, Alcoa, Tennessee, 911 Louisville Road. Yes, it's the holiday season again. Uncle Sam season, y'all. Income tax time. It's the holiday. So bring your last check stub or your W-2 to 911 Louisville Road, Alcoa, Tennessee, Old Ben Franklin Motors. Come see Big Will, and we're going to give you a free vacation if you buy a car. Bring your W-2 or your last check stub. Like I said, the 911 Louisville Road, Alcoa, Tennessee. Old Ben Franklin Motors. Ask for Big Will. Good credit, bad credit, slow credit. Guess what? You know we gonna get you approved. Call me now, 865-980-8216. Good credit, bad credit, slow credit. Set up your appointment and we will get you approved. Turn down for what?
Craving flavors that don't take hours in the kitchen? Mrs. Grissom's cheese spreads and chicken salads are the perfect go-to. Ready-to-eat meals and snacks found in the meat or dairy section at your local grocery store. Whether you crave the classic Mrs. Grissom's pimento cheese or the gluten-free select varieties like the cranberry pecan chicken salad, enjoy small-town flavor in every bite. Select the best. Select Mrs. Grissom's.
There are articles and news stories that you read about the things that people do. And when you're reading those and you start to shake your head, you start to scratch your head a little bit, you get confused, you don't understand why, you start to ask questions. But really, there's only one question that matters. What is that question, you may ask?
For what?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for what here on the Swain event. Hour 3 is powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Hour 2 was brought to you by Alumni Hall. All right, Ben, what you got?
I'm giving Kevin Stallings a for what? Pittsburgh men's basketball and football programs commit violations was an article that dropped on the NCAA's website yesterday. The University of Pittsburgh men's basketball and football programs committed coaching violations according to an agreement released by the Division I Committee on Infractions. The university and NCAA enforcement staff agreed the former head men's basketball coach instructed and allowed 3 non-coaching staff members to perform coaching duties, resulting in the program exceeding the number of permissible coaches. The agreement said the former men's basketball coach developed an alert system to ensure non-coaching staff would not be caught on the practice floor coaching student athletes. The former head coach also ordered the deletion of practice video in an apparent attempt to prevent the administration from confirming violations had occurred. The former men's basketball coach did not promote an atmosphere for compliance, according to the agreement. The former men's basketball coach was involved directly in the violations, and he did not end the violations after being warned by athletics department administrators. It continues to say former men's basketball coach, and that is in reference to Kevin Stallings, who now has a 3-year show cause, and I'm not necessarily giving Kevin Stallings a for why he is in trouble. That is for what worthy. But the real reason I am giving Kevin Stallings, former Vanderbilt head coach who loved to run his mouth towards Tennessee and sit up on his high horse while he was in Nashville, I'm giving Kevin Stallings a for what because he was using 3 extra coaches, got in trouble for using too many coaches essentially at Pittsburgh, and did not win a single game in a season in the ACC. How do you have all these extra coaches and you can't win a single game in the ACC? 3 extra coaches and you can't win a game in the ACC. I understand that the ACC is a good basketball conference, but to have 3 extra coaches and not be able to win a game in conference play? Kevin Stallings, you get a for what today, my friend?
What's worse, that or Hugh Freeze Ole Miss cheating and still not getting to Atlanta?
Hugh Freeze was at Ole Miss, so I'll go with Kevin Stallings.
I mean, you beat Bama twice, and you still didn't get to Atlanta, and you had like a top 10 recruiting class. So there's a pole vaulter at BYU. I feel so bad for him.
He needs thoughts and prayers this morning.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to put him on for what, because it just seemed like it was an accident. But I just give the situation for what. So he had an accident, folks, and the accident while he was pole vaulting caused him to have 18 stitches in the man area because he pierced his area down there. So 18 stitches, just ouchie. But I am giving a for what to Darren McFadden because he's going to be spending time behind bars. According to TMZ, he's pled guilty in his drunken Whataburger case, excuse me. Back in January 2019, cops say that McFadden was asleep at the wheel of a Whataburger drive-thru. Officers confronted him. McFadden resisted, and in the scuffle, Darren's driver's side and passenger side windows were smashed of greater or equal to 0.15. So, yeah, he gets the for what. I wish I can give another for what to Greg Robertson, but we already gave him
Technically, you can. It is your show.
Yeah, but I don't want to beat a dead horse there. He's so stupid.
For him, it is worth beating a dead horse.
So stupid, man. So stupid. All right, so that is for what for the day. If you are the Titans, do you try to sign Tom Brady? Derrick Henry admitted that Tom Brady is the GOAT, but he doesn't want to see him in Tennessee. Quote, and this is on Bussin' with the Boys: why isn't Ryan Tannehill good enough? He can still play. Obviously, age doesn't matter for him. He's still playing at a high level. But my question would be, why ain't Ryan good enough, you know? Tom Brady is the GOAT. That is no question at all. The best of all time. But then, at the same time, I mean, Ryan Tannehill, he's our quarterback. Went to the AFC Championship. Why would you not want Ryan back? Just wanted to clear that up. Tom Brady is the GOAT. So, if you're the Titans, what direction do you go in? Tom Brady, Ryan Tannehill, give him an extension. Give him a nice contract.
See, I don't have a firm take on this because I think both are capable of getting the job done. Because I was, until that Titans-Patriots playoff game in Foxborough, you know, I was in the camp of Tom Brady's lost a lot. I mean, he's not the same Tom Brady. But then I watched him go out there against a very good Titans defense, and he was letting it rip. He made some really, really nice throws and was throwing with velocity, was throwing with accuracy. Obviously, he has great command of a football game and commanding an offense. So I don't think I do think Tom Brady can still play at a high level for at least another year. So I do think it would make sense for the Titans to bring him in for a year. But on the other side, Ryan Tannehill was awesome this past season.
Wasn't awesome in the playoffs.
Was not awesome in the playoffs.
Not in the last game.
No.
And didn't really have to be in the Baltimore game. Made some good throws here and there, but he got exposed against the Chiefs.
Yes, it was really the Patriots game where he didn't do much, and then against the Ravens he did a little bit more because I remember he had two beautiful touchdown passes to Jonnu Smith, made a ridiculous catch, and then Khalif Raymond had a nice catch on a deep ball in the slot that put the Titans up 14-0 over the choking Baltimore Ravens and choking Lamar Jackson. But Ryan Tannehill played well all year. But even though he played well, I'm still cautious about giving him a long-term deal just because I'm in the camp of wanting him to maybe prove it to me one more season. So I would definitely franchise tag him if he were to come back. But I do think it is a compelling discussion that, to be honest with you, I don't have a firm answer because I don't know what the right answer is here because I think both can get the job done. One's name is Tom Brady. One's is Ryan Tannehill, though. So we know which one's going to be the popular answer.
If you are the Titans, you should seriously think about Tom Brady.
Yes.
You should seriously think about Ryan Tannehill. This is not, I don't think, an easy answer. Exploring both sides of it, Ryan Tannehill is someone that if he is who he was this season, this can be him moving forward. Tennessee got a half a season of this Ryan Tannehill. When he was with the Dolphins, he was terrible. Is it the Dolphins, or did he just truly needed a change of scenery, and this system, this offense, the players around him makes him better, and this is what you're going to get moving forward? If you believe that this is what you're going to get moving forward, then you got to make a commitment to him, because it's hard to find solid quarterback play.
Mm-hmm.
And not everyone's going to get Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers. You're not going to get that. You know, Kirk Cousins, just solid. And it's paid him $80 million. Dak Prescott he hasn't lit the world on fire. He hasn't been terrible, but he's about to get paid. Being solid in the NFL at the quarterback position, you get paid. You get taken care of. Now, the Titans have this window. They have this window. You have a defense that's really good. You have a running back who is unstoppable. How long will he be able to play at that level? You have a window to get to the show. And think about Kansas City, because they've been knocking on the door for a couple of years now. Even before Patrick Mahomes, they were knocking on the door with Alex Smith. And they made some changes. They got rid of Alex Smith, gave the team to Patrick Mahomes. They cut Eric Berry, which was a tough move to make. They brought in Tyrann Mathieu. They let go of D Ford. They brought in Frank Clark from Seattle. So they made some moves and tweaks because they knew that was their window. If you're the Titans and you feel like, okay, clutch quarterback play is what we're missing to get over the hump, then you may have to make this move. You're going to have to beat Kansas City. Well, Tom Brady knows how to beat Kansas City, and you better have some heroic quarterback play when it matters most. Playoffs, Super Bowl. Tom Brady, that's what he's done his whole entire career.
Right.
If you go the Tom Brady route, you better have you a plan for when Tom Brady retires, because you would hate to go from Tom Brady down to Jake Locker or
the other crappy quarterbacks the Titans had. Kerry Collins.
Yeah, you don't want to trade someone who's 80% to go out and get Tom Brady, who can provide the other 20% for a season, and then after Tom Brady retires, you get 20%. You don't want that. So you better have a plan if you want to go the Tom Brady route, in my opinion, just looking at the Titans situation, looking at the roster, what they have achieved, because they've been knocking on the door.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the Chiefs once in the playoffs as a road team. They beat them in the regular season last year, lost to them in the playoffs this year, but the Titans knocked off the number one seed. They knocked off the Dynasty and the Patriots. So they're right there. What's going to get them over the hump? You got to do something. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over and expect different results.
And you also have to make sure you re-sign Derrick Henry. Like that.
He's the most important piece. Yeah.
Absolutely, that has to happen, because I think I lean towards bringing Tom Brady in. Ryan Tannehill is just a small sample size. There is a larger sample size of Ryan Tannehill being average than there is a sample size of him being what he was this year.
Yeah.
There's more evidence proving that he is a mediocre quarterback than a good quarterback, which is what he was this year. And look, he had a great season, and maybe it is because the change of scenery, but I would be hesitant to just go out and give him a 4 to 5 year mega deal, because what if this year was a flash in the pan? Then the Titans are really going to be up a creek, because you've got this quarterback who is average at best, and now he has this really large contract that is going to hamper you in other areas. So I don't know. The whole thing that you're talking about making sure that you have somebody that is ready to play after Tom Brady, that would worry me because Tom Brady would play a year or two in Nashville. I mean, it would be no time before the Titans needed another quarterback. But I do think that in terms of the immediate future, Tom Brady might be the best option as long as you have Derrick Henry. If you add Tom Brady to that mix, a great leader, a great teammate, a guy who has been in that moment plenty of times, and he can lean on Derrick Henry and then make the play when his number is called, I mean, I think that's the go-to plan. But would Tom Brady want to play in Nashville? Everybody's talking about Tom Brady to Nashville. Would he want to play in Nashville? The Titans head coach is his former teammate. Maybe that helps.
If you're Tom Brady, you go to a place where everything is pretty much set. Defense, you got protection with the offensive line, good running game, and then you got some playmakers on the outside. I think the Titans have that. Everyone's been kind of linking him with the Chargers, but the Chargers, they have an offensive line. They had a great defense. But I like the Titans pass catchers a little bit more than the Chargers pass catchers. I like A.J. Brown, man. He's a stud. And if it wasn't for, Kyler Murray, he would have won
Rookie of the Year.
Offensive Rookie of the Year. Yeah, Offensive Rookie of the Year.
You like A.J. Brown over Keenan Allen?
Dude, I don't know, man. Keenan Allen is a stud, but AJ is just so dynamic, though.
Yeah,
he's so dynamic, and the Titans they have that type of Keenan Brown type of receiver, in Corey Davis, and the Chargers they don't have a dude like AJ Brown though. That's kind of what I'm getting at.
Yeah, Keenan Allen this year, 104 catches,
he's a baller.
1,200 yards,
He's a
6
baller.
touchdowns.
He's a baller. Yeah, he's a baller. He's a baller. He's a baller.
AJ Brown's an elite level tight end. I mean, a wide receiver now, though. I mean,
he's a true number one.
Yes,
he's a true number one.
He is one of the better wide receivers in the NFL.
He's a matchup problem. He is a true matchup problem.
Where do you think Phillip Rivers is going to go?
People have been linking him to the Colts.
What about the Bears?
I'll take Phillip with the Bears. I'll take him. I'll take Teddy Bridgewater. You know how I feel about Trubisky. I just don't feel confident in him. 865-255-03. Tennessee, Auburn tomorrow. Will John Fulkerson hit a new career high? Does he have to hit a new career high for Tennessee to have a chance against Auburn? Or do we need 2 players from Tennessee to hit career highs for Tennessee to beat Auburn? Swain Event, be right back.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain Event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
While the players are gearing up for the gridiron, it's time for you to get geared up at Alumni Hall. Find the best selection of Nike, Nike Golf, Peter Millar, and all of those retro logos you love. And the 2 for $28 t-shirt deal? Game changer. And don't forget about the rest of your game day crew. There are plenty of options for the entire family and to upgrade that tailgate. Shop now at one of their 6 convenient locations in Tennessee or 24/7 at alumnihall.com. It's football time in Tennessee.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union has helped people save money for almost 80 years. Whether it's free checking, financing a vehicle, or purchasing that new home, Alcoa 10 is here to help you. Better rates, better service. Check them out at atfcu.com.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Member NCUA.
Do you want a custom themed tumbler or bottle to show off your team spirit every day of the week? Well, look no further than Game Time Sidekicks. Every design has you, the fan, in mind. Their tumblers and bottles are double-walled, vacuum-insulated stainless steel, and their quality is second to none in the market. From stainless steel sippy cups to tumblers and sports bottles, Game Time Sidekicks offers something for the fan of all ages to rep their team with. They have many different logo options, so fans will have something they are proud to carry around all the time. Use promo code SWAIN at checkout to get 20% off of your entire purchase at GameTimeSidekicks.com. They also offer $5 flat rate shipping. Be sure to check out the Game Time Workshop on the website and customize your tumbler to make it one of a kind with things like your nickname, number, or initials. Game Time Sidekicks. Show your colors and carry your team.
You're listening to the Swain event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com.
Hour 3 here in the Swain event, powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com, reinventing men's healthcare. Santiago Vescovi, his career high, 20, and that was versus Arkansas a few days ago. Pons, his career high was 24. That was against Kansas. John Fulkerson hit 25 a few days ago against South Carolina. And Jordan Bowden, his career high, do you remember what game that was, Ben? It was a while ago.
Jordan Bowden?
Yeah, it was a while ago. It was early in the season, my friend.
Let me think.
Early. Early.
Wasn't it like against Murray State?
Murray State.
Gosh, I'm good.
26. So 4 players have hit career highs this season. 2 of those players, actually 3 of those players, upperclassmen. Which tells you that a ton of these guys had to enter some new roles. Do you think, number 1, there will be a player hit a career high this weekend? Number 2, do you think a player will need to hit a new career high for Tennessee to beat Auburn?
No to your first one, yes to your second one. I say no because just statistically speaking, the odds of somebody scoring a career high are pretty low. I mean, it's a career high for a reason.
I mean, John Fulkerson could hit 26. It could be a career high.
Against 7-foot Austin Wiley?
Hey, man, he can get him in foul trouble. Fulker's like the best in the league at getting guys in foul trouble on the post.
This is true. Why do you think that is? There's been a lot of talk and speculation. Some people say he flops.
He sells fouls.
I don't think he flops. I truly don't. I legitimately don't think he flops. I just think he's awkward and lanky, and his body just kind of goes all over the place.
I think he sells fouls really well. I won't call him a flopper. I think Grant Williams did some of that last year, and I won't go as far as to say he flops, but he does sell fouls really well.
Whatever. You're right. He could get Austin Wiley into foul trouble. I don't like that matchup for Folky if he isn't in foul trouble. I don't like that matchup for Tennessee in general. Ideally, Uroš Plavšič would be the ideal matchup, but
what?
I don't think. I said.
What'd you say?
Uroš Plavšič
would be an ideal matchup for
Austin Wiley because of how big he is, but obviously Uroš is not ready for that type of matchup right now.
Austin can move, man. He can move side to side.
Right, which is why I meant like you would think it would be an ideal matchup for Uroš because 7 foot height.
Yeah.
But as you were saying, Uroš isn't the quickest.
Yeah.
Austin Wiley.
He can move for a 7-footer.
Yeah, pretty well. Those knee injuries, you can kind of tell bothers him at times that he suffered at the beginning of his career. Austin Wiley was supposed to be a one-and-done player at Auburn, one of the best players coming out of the country, but because of knee injuries, he's a senior. So he does move well, not as well as he used to, but I don't think anybody will reach a career high because, like I said, the odds just aren't in favor of somebody scoring a career high because a career high is a career high for a reason. It happens in one game. But yes, I do think somebody needs to go for a career high, especially if Isaac Okoro is playing, the all SEC level freshman that has skyrocketed up NBA mock drafts. I saw one this past week where he was going number 2 overall. Just because of how weak this draft is.
I don't know about that one.
I mean, who else you gonna go get? LaMelo.
You can go Wiseman. You can go Anthony Edwards. Number 2 is really high, but hey, I could be wrong. I mean, John Fulkerson has hit career highs a couple times this year. I mean, dropped 22 against Alabama, and then he comes back and drops 25 against South Carolina. Now he did this kind of fighting the flu, and so fighting some illness. If he's healthy, hey man. And we know we got to go into Fulky. Like, we know the offense needs to run through him. I think it really depends on kind of like his attempts early, because against Vanderbilt, we only had 8 attempts.
So what are your answers? I want to hear your answers, so I'm not the only negative all over here. Do you think somebody reaches a career high? Yes or no?
Yes.
Oh, you're just gonna hang me out to dry like that, huh?
I say yes.
Who?
Fulky.
Okay, I can see it.
I think he has to.
Now, what's weird about Auburn this year is, if you remember last year when they made their Final Four run, it was because they were able to shoot so well from the perimeter. They were the best three-point shooting team in the SEC. Jared Harper, Bryce Brown. This year, they are 12th in the SEC in three-point shooting. They don't shoot as successfully from the three-point line as they did a year ago. They are more predicated on driving.
They're scrappy, dude.
Playing inside. Those mid-range jumpers. Do you think? I think that plays to Tennessee's favor. That their style of play, in terms of being three-point oriented, has changed a little bit, because, as Robert Courtner says here on the text box, I'm afraid it could get ugly fast if we aren't hitting jump shots.
No, it could. I mean, Auburn has lost 2 games in a row, both of those games on the road. So this is the first game home since the Alabama game, where that game was just unreal. The amount of three-point shots, that game got up into the mid-90s. Yeah. It could, man. We've seen Auburn at home. When the shots are falling early, I mean, it can turn into an L-shaped ambush quick, fast, in a hurry. But I do think that Fulky will hit a career high, because I think he's gonna have to take more shots than 8. He's gonna have to take more shots than 12, and he was very efficient in those 2 games. But if you're Tennessee, you don't want to get into a track meet with Auburn.
No.
You don't want to shoot them long jump shots. You want the ball down in the paint, and you want Fulky to be able to create one-on-one, or if there's a double team, that he can find someone that's open shooter, and then shoot it from there. You don't want to get into up and down Auburn, man.
But
I don't want that.
That's not this year's Auburn, though.
But it don't matter. They're still better than us at transition.
Yes.
That was last year's Auburn. Like, that was their game. Up and down the court, shooting threes, whatever. It's not this year, but they're still better than us, because they have more athletes.
Yes, they do. But when I think and know that they are more inside-out oriented, they are more focused on getting to that mid-range jumper, getting to the basket and drawing fouls and playing through Austin Wiley, that's a better matchup for Tennessee than last year's Auburn team.
Oh, it is. I agree with you.
So, Auburn has had Tennessee's number the last year and a half, especially last year.
Rick Barnes don't like it when you bring it up either.
No, he was quick with that answer when he was asked why Auburn has had Tennessee's number the last couple of years. He said they're good.
Yeah.
Look, they're Final Four team last year. They're good.
Yeah, he didn't like that. I don't blame him.
And as he was walking away, he could kind of hear the media murmuring as, "Oh, he gave a short answer," and he was like, "Look, they're good. That's the answer. What else do you want me to say?" So,
yeah, something's
going to have to give because defensively, Tennessee is one of the best teams in the conference, and then Auburn. I mean, they put up a lot of points. They're 27th in the country. They're averaging 79 points per game. Now, when they lost to Missouri, they only scored 73, and when they lost to Georgia, they only scored 55. So they're not comfortable in that area.
Yes, and I've said this all week. SEC basketball is a crapshoot this year. You have no idea what is going to happen each game, but I do tend to feel good about Saturday's game, tomorrow's game at noon. I really do. I don't necessarily. I'm not going to pick Tennessee to win or pick Auburn to win. I don't really know what's going to happen, but I do feel good about the matchups. I don't think that it's just something that Tennessee can't overcome.
No, I don't think so either, man. I don't think so either. I think Auburn has shown us that they're human. And, Tennessee is 22nd in the country in points allowed, only allowing 62 points per game. We know Tennessee's problem. It's sometimes we can't put the ball in the bucket. And also we turn the ball over at times. So offensive program in the last couple of years versus a defensive program in the last couple of years that has ranked high. And so I'm just going to have to give. I think it's going to be an interesting matchup and a good game. Good game. I don't think Tennessee's going to get blown out. Let's get to Volstorm. Volstorm, good morning.
Boys, how we doing?
Good, man. Zach Evans has not made a decision yet.
I'll be great in about 30 minutes.
That's not what I was going to ask.
I know,
Have we heard anything about Kay Mays yet?
No, not yet, man. Hopefully we'll know sooner than later. I mean, his attorney is closing up shop.
Lawyer up, baby. Lawyer up.
I mean, his attorney's closing up shop. So, I mean, if he's closing up shop in, April, he said, hopefully there's some type of decision, around that time or a little bit afterwards. Hopefully we're not running into the fall.
Is the NCAA really going to pass that to where you get one free transfer? I mean, I know 2 conferences have come out for it, but are they really going to pass that?
I think they will. The NCAA, man, they're weak right now.
They are backpedaling.
They're weak right now.
They've got Charlie Burris' Michael Jackson glove on, and they are moonwalking.
Yeah, man.
That's how I prefer them.
I mean, they're weak right now. And I got an email yesterday. It's really good email. And Brad has a idea. This is his idea. Everyone's kind of scared of the big schools poaching players from the small schools and the rich getting richer and all that good stuff. Well, Brad's proposal is that this should be end of the season final rankings and list every team in order from best to worst. If someone wants to transfer, they can, but only if the school is ranked lower than the one he is currently at. For example, if Bama tries to take someone from Maryland, they couldn't because they're ranked higher than Maryland. However, if someone from Bama wants to transfer to Maryland, they can and be immediately eligible. So that's a pretty cool idea there. I mean, if you're trying to prevent Bama from just going out and getting every team's best player, or Georgia or Clemson or Ohio State or the richer going out and getting the best team's player and taking them and putting them on their team to create some type of all-star team, then, you can do that. I just think that people are a little bit more afraid and scared of that than what's actually going to happen.
I think you'd have to modify that because what if Bama's ranked 1 and Ohio State is ranked 2, and then you just go from Bama to Ohio State?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
It would have to be, okay, if it's under the top 15, then you could transfer without penalty.
Yeah. And, like, this whole notion of that Bama's going to just take all the good players, only one dude can play at the same time. I mean, unless you play wide receiver, then okay, but you want to play. Like, you still want to play. So if you still want to play, why would you just go to a program like Alabama where you're not going to play as much? I mean, it's a reason why not every 5-star goes to Alabama or every 4-star, because they see opportunities to play early somewhere else.
Well, used to everybody had that mentality of well, you could go to Bama and you may sit out a year or so, but we're guaranteed to get you in the league. Now players want to go somewhere, hey, I want to play, I want to be showcased, and I know I'll get to the league if I do that.
Yeah. Yeah, and Nick Saban isn't for everybody either. So yeah, there's going to be some real low points and dark points about allowing players to transfer free, kind of like a one-time token, a one-time get out of jail free card, so to speak. There's going to be some areas where they'll have to tighten up and make some rules and some regulations so it doesn't really become the Wild Wild West. But I mean, I think that's the best case to do it, because we get these transfers where young men have legitimate cases to go somewhere else. In the NCAA, they're blocking their, their immediate eligibility in moments where, like, they should have it. Like, someone's parents are sick back home or family members sick back home, they should absolutely be able to play right then and there. But then you have a guy like a Justin Fields who really doesn't have a real reason of why he should be immediately eligible. He is allowed to be eligible because he has a nice attorney. So, like, I think it's best just to say, all right, one time you transfer, boom, it's across the board. I think that's the most fair way to do it.
Speaking of that, real quick, the NCAA gets a late for what? Remember Luke Ford, the Georgia tight end that transferred to Illinois?
Mm-hmm.
Wanted to be close to his sick grandfather, and wanted his grandfather to be able to watch him play before he passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He passed away this week. Didn't get to watch Luke Ford play football at Illinois.
Of course he did.
Oh, my gosh.
Meanwhile, Justin Fields just led Ohio State to the college football playoffs.
Yeah. See, Swain, you got to remember, Justin Fields had a legitimate case. He was discriminated against.
Which means Cade Mays should have a legitimate case, right?
Yeah. Somebody in the stands made a racist comment about Justin Fields that he didn't even hear. And that's the reason why he should be – and that's the reason.
You think a player down on the field heard a comment from somebody up in the stands? Really?
He didn't even hear it.
Guys, Cade Mays is trying to get away from that poor culture that was just really wearing on him. Cade Mays wanted to get out of that terrible culture.
His poor father.
If Justin Fields can use that, I guess we can use that, man.
That's right. Cade Mays is trying to get away from those old school views.
They're racist down there, man.
Exactly.
The culture the NCAA should investigate.
Exactly.
That's why they should allow players to transfer.
The only thing that I see is that right now Auburn's undefeated at home.
Yes.
And Tennessee plays better on the road, or at least they seem to play better on the road.
Yeah, it seems like the record does not indicate that.
So maybe Drew Pember can get 8 points to get his career high.
Drew Pember, a.k.a. Tyler Hero. I swear he looks like Tyler Hero with his haircut that he got.
Guys, before I go with y'all talking about motels and lot lizards, y'all get Neil and Mafia excited. See you, boys!
I saw he tweeted when we were talking about that, man. He perked up real fast.
Which way?
I don't know, man.
Here's another interesting stat regarding tomorrow's game.
Devontae Gaines can hit 10 points, and that will be his career high.
That boy ain't going to take enough jump shots.
Man, he can get some steals and layups, some offensive rebounds, free throws.
I guess, but here's two stats to watch for tomorrow. Auburn's defense was really stout at the beginning of the season, but even before Isaac Okoro went down due to injury, there were signs of that stout defense wearing down against Alabama, as it went from allowing 66.3 points on 40% shooting over its first 15 games to 78 points on 43% shooting over the next 10. So 12-point difference from the first 15 games of the season to the next 10 following that. That was going into the Georgia game. And then here's another stat that Auburn is one of the most efficient teams in the country in terms of making shots around the basket. It's shooting 53% from inside the arc, which ranks 31st. And they're also really good at getting to the free throw line. It ranks 4th nationally in free throw attempts. So that worries me because Tennessee tends to foul a lot. But with the fact that Auburn is one of the most efficient teams in the country in terms of making shots around the basket, I think that's an area that Tennessee can limit Auburn because of Yves Pons, because of John Fulkerson. I mean, Yves Pons is the best shot blocker in the country in my mind. What he's able to do, his ability to block shots at 6'6", pound for pound, he's the best shot blocker in the SEC in the country.
He's a great on-the-ball shot blocker. Like, you have guys that off the ball, like, you know, they're great shot blockers coming over and helping and timing up the jump. Like, Pons times up the block on the guy that he's guarding.
Yes.
I mean, it's just amazing his ability to be able to time that up and get the ball at the highest point without goaltending. I mean, he's just quick off the floor.
To your point, Gene Henley, our good friend from the Chattanooga Times Free Press, had a great stat that he tweeted out 2 days ago and said that over the past 2 seasons, when opposing teams go ISO against Yves Pons, when teams choose to take a player and go one-on-one with Yves Pons, those teams are 5 for 33 shooting when Yves Pons is defending whatever player one-on-one. 5 for 33 in one-on-one defense for Yves Pons. I don't think people realize how good that number is and how difficult it is to be that successful defending somebody in one-on-one in today's day and age of college basketball, because it isn't like 10 years ago where Yves Pons can hand check them, can kind of rough them up a little bit with their hands. The moment Yves Pons touches them with his hand, boop, Pat Adams, Lieutenant Turd, as Wes Rucker says. I mean, as soon as Pons puts his hands on him, checks them, it's a foul. It's a whistle. So for Pons to hold opposing players to 5 for 33 from the field, that is incredible.
Is Isaac Okoro playing?
It doesn't appear so. Bruce Pearl said that he would not play Isaac Okoro until he can fully participate in practice. And as of the most recent practice, he was not practicing the full amount of time. So it doesn't look like it based off what Bruce Pearl has said about when he will play him again.
That helps Tennessee a lot.
A lot.
A couple things right quick. I saw a tweet from yesterday. I got a story coming out today that I think will be in the interest of Tennessee fans. This is from Nicole Auerbach from The Athletic. It was about Graciano. And the title is The Reintroduction of Head Coach Graciano. Nicole, we don't really care about Graciano. I'm not interested in anything Graciano related. I've moved on. I think we all moved on. I don't know how many Tennessee fans listened, read it, or even replied, but no, Nicole, I don't think you have a good pulse of the Tennessee fan base. We've moved on. Most of us have. 865-255-03. Be right back.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Voted Best Barbecue in City View Magazine and a top 100 barbecue restaurant in the country, Dead End is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering and local delivery with Valet Gourmet. That's right, you can have Dead End brought to you. Can't think of the spread for your next event? Get Dead End to cater it. Check them out online, deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Due to a special purchase, Beatty Chevrolet has over 100 pre-owned crossovers and SUVs at tremendous savings during the $1 Million Markdown event. 100 crossovers and SUVs from Chevrolet, Ford, Nissan, Volkswagen, Toyota, Honda, Mazda, and more. All makes and models starting at $89.95. And we'll buy your vehicle on the spot. Plus, get the Beatty warranty for life during the $1 Million Markdown. Only at Beatty Chevrolet in Knoxville or shop BeattyChevrolet.com. Sale prices plus tax, title, and license.
Do you want a custom themed tumbler or bottle to show off your team spirit every day of the week? Then look no further than Game Time Sidekicks. All of their bottles and tumblers are double-walled, vacuum-insulated stainless steel, and their quality is second to none in the tumbler market. New this year are their stemless 12-ounce tumblers, perfect for repping your team while enjoying your favorite wine. They also have new 3-in-1 jackets to use as a koozie for a can or bottle, or you can pop a lid on it and use it as a 12-ounce tumbler or coffee cup. Be sure to check out everything Game Time Sidekicks has to offer at GameTimeSidekicks.com. Game Time Sidekicks, helping fans show your colors and carry your team with unique gear you will actually use. With smartphones being such an integral part of our daily lives, it is truly an inconvenience when it doesn't work properly. It disrupts the normalcy of our day. When you go into the cell phone store to have it repaired, they just try to upsell you on a new phone. That's why the owner of iDrop, TKL, left those places and opened iDrop. His goal is a happy customer. TKL and the team will listen to what you have going on and work to solve the problem of your broken device in a way that best suits your needs, instead of trying to upsell you on something that you just don't need. They don't just repair phones, they can service your laptop or PC as well as your Mac. Windows 7 support is over, but iDrop can help you transition to Windows 10. They have a 5-star rating on Google with hundreds of positive reviews. Let me say that again. I don't think y'all understand how big this is. They have a 5-star rating on Google. Their customer service really speaks for itself. So if you ever find yourself with a device that isn't performing as it should, give iDrop a call at 865-888-9740 or check them out on Facebook at iDrop of Knoxville. If man made it, they can fix it.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
Fellas, I have a very important question to start the new year. Have you noticed a lack of energy, motivation, and drive? It could be from low T, or it could be from something else, like sleep apnea, or even low thyroid. Start your new year healthier with a quick and easy health assessment at Low T Center. They treat more than just low T, including sleep apnea, low thyroid, and more. It's covered by most health insurance. If you've been feeling tired, grumpy, have weight gain, or loss of muscle, call 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
For a limited time only, Hiller is offering 0% interest financing for up to 48 months on qualifying high-efficiency HVAC systems. With no down payment required, expert installations, and convenient monthly payments, now is the perfect time to schedule. Visit happyhiller.com today.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
Now, it's your boy, Big Will, from Old Ben Franklin Motors, Alcoa, Tennessee, 911 Louisville Road. Yes, it's the holiday season again. Uncle Sam season, y'all. Income tax time. It's the holiday. So bring your last check stub or your W-2 to 911 Louisville Road, Alcoa, Tennessee, Old Ben Franklin Motors. Come see Big Will. And we're going to give you a free vacation if you buy a car. Bring your W-2 or your last check stub. Like I said, the 911 Louisville Road, Alcoa, Tennessee, Old Ben Franklin Motors. Ask for Big Will. Good credit, bad credit, slow credit. Guess what? You know we're going to get you approved. Call me now, 865-980-8216. Good credit, bad credit, slow credit. Set up your appointment and we will get you approved. Turn down for what?
At work? Can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
Hour 3 powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com, reinventing men's healthcare. Feel like you again, we can help.
LoadTCenter.com. Let's get to Roger. Roger, good morning.
Well, good morning, Jason. How you doing, man?
I'm great, man. Hope you are too.
Yeah, they're fine. They're fine, Jason. You can talk to you, man. I just want to ask you some questions real quick. I just want to ask you first is, and I have listened. Just want to ask you how you feel about the game tomorrow, and what's the key for Tennessee to win tomorrow? You think is?
Man, Tennessee's chances. I think anytime that you're playing defense at a high level, and Tennessee can certainly say that they've played some high level defense, you have a chance. Now, you better match Auburn's energy because there will be a ton of energy inside of that arena tomorrow. It's a noon game, but what they call it, the Tiger Den? The
jungle.
The jungle? Yeah, that's right, the jungle. It rocks down there.
It's going to look like the fungal tomorrow.
What'd you say?
Is fungal even a word?
I don't know. Antonio Brown, friend, togetherly. Oh man,
fun gal. It's a fungus.
I'm gonna keep it going.
Caused by a fungus.
I'm gonna get
so instead of the jungle, it's going to be the fun gal, which is an adjective of or caused by
I'm trying
fungus
to answer
or fungi.
Roger's questions, man. I'm trying to answer Roger's question. Do we have a chance? Yeah, we have a chance, man. But you know what it's going to take? I think it's going to take a player getting a career high. I think it's going to take a player getting a career high. That's what it's going to take. Is it going to be Pons? Is it going to be Fulkerson? I know Pons fight some tendonitis there in his knee. Is it going to be Bowden? It's going to take someone getting a career high. I think it's going to take that type of performance if Tennessee's going to beat Auburn. It's hard for me to believe that Tennessee's going to have 4 or 5 guys in double figures. I think it's going to take a heroic effort for one person, and then you have other people, chipping in. I don't know if it's going to be even distribute. The points will be even and distribute between Pons and Descovy and Bowden and Fulkerson. I don't see it.
What about Tennessee baseball's chances against number 1 Texas Tech tonight? You think they have a chance there?
Texas Tech number 1?
So in college baseball, there's like 7 different polls, and in one of them, they are ranked number 1. I go by D1 Baseball's polls. I think that they cover college baseball the best, so I go by their polls, and in their poll, they are ranked number 6. But according to collegiatebaseball.com, Texas Tech is number 1. So it just depends on which poll you look at. But they're a top 5, top 10 team for sure. They scored 65 runs in 4 games.
Tennessee?
To start the season.
Yeah.
Texas Tech.
Oh, I thought talking about Tennessee because Tennessee dropped 45 runs on whatever team that was a couple days ago.
Western Illinois, and then they scored 8 against Montero Hardesty's boys on Tuesday. So Tennessee, what's that, 45 plus 8 is 53. So I'm just picking at you. But it will be a fun weekend for Tennessee baseball. They play number 6 Texas Tech tonight. They play Houston tomorrow and number 25 Stanford on Sunday. They are taking part in the Round Rock Classic. So be a fun weekend and a telling weekend for Tennessee baseball.
The key is the bunts. We got to bunt.
You got to play small ball?
You got to play small ball, man. It's the bunt. Get the bunts in there. Get the bunts going. Execute the bunts. It's all about the bunts, baby. That's what it's about.
I agree. You got to take care of the fundamentals, the small things.
And you got to get those signs. You got to get those signs.
Now,
I am steal those signs.
I am worried that they are playing in the Round Rock Classic, which is in Round Rock, Texas, close-ish to Houston. I'm sure somebody will correct me on the text box here in a moment. But they are in Texas regardless. I'm a little worried that Houston, who they are playing, they may try to steal Tennessee signs.
Yeah, that's what it's about, man. That's the key to the game. It's near Austin, Round Rock. That's the key, man. Bunting and stealing signs.
It feels like there's
don't sound like I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Kinda.
It feels like there's so many big cities in Texas that they're just kind of all close to each other.
Just because Texas is a big-ass state. That's why, man. It's huge. Dallas, Houston. Austin is it's not your normal college town. San Antonio. Yeah, man, it's because Texas is big, man.
Round Rock is 2 hours and 43 minutes from Houston.
Who wins Saturday? Tennessee, Auburn, and by how much?
I'll go.
What's wrong, Ben?
Auburn.
What's wrong, man?
Auburn by 5. I do think it'll be a close game, especially if Isaac Okoro doesn't play. But I just don't trust this team's offense in a game in which they will need to score offense. And as you talked about, playing in the Fungal is not it's a hard place to play. They're undefeated this year for a reason. Tennessee's veteran team last year in the last regular season game, the environment got to them last year. So if it can get to that bunch, it can get to this bunch. So I think it's a close game. Auburn hits a couple free throws late to put the game away.
Auburn shot 31% from the field against Georgia, 15% from 3, and had 15 turnovers. Probably explains why they only scored 55 points. And then against Missouri, the 3-point percentage was 6%. Ben, 6. Had 10 turnovers and shot 47% from the field. So, to me, man, I'm looking at the 3-point line. Can you protect that 3-point line? Auburn's not the best 3-point shooting team, but I mean they have guys who can step out and make the shots. You know, Daniel Perifor can step out and make shots.
Samir
Dowdy, even though his jump shot doesn't look like he's a knockdown shooter, he can make shots, and then he can drive the ball to the basket and take contact and finish around the rim. And he's a pretty dang good free throw shooter too. So, you better watch out for him. Austin Wiley had his 20-point outing against Missouri, so he's capable too. He was very efficient in their game against Missouri. So protect the 3-point line. We got to make free throws. We can't be shooting 50, 60% from the free throw line.
Well, not only that, you don't send Auburn to the free throw line. They're one of the, I think what I say earlier, the 4th best team in the country in terms of free throw attempts. Don't send them to the free throw line in addition to making your own free throws. And they have a chance. They have a better chance than most people anticipate. And you mentioned their 3-point shooting against Georgia. The game before that against Missouri, they were 1 of 17. So
6%.
Yes, back-to-back games of really poor shooting from the 3-point line, which it's amazing. They've gone from 1st in the conference last year to 12th in 3-point shooting this year, which is why you see their field goal percentage around the rim so high.
They do a good job driving the ball, man, which is why they draw the fouls. Teams that don't settle for jump shots usually get the whistle when they're being aggressive to the basket. So, Tennessee, stop those straight line drives, force that ball to the sideline, play vertical. Pons, do what you do. We need a big performance from someone offensively. We need a career high from someone. For Ben McKee, I'm Jason Swain. The Swain Events fueled by Dead End Barbecue, live here from the Low T Center studio. Have a great weekend, a safe weekend. See you back on Monday, 7 a.m. Peace and love.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought